Welcome back to the Comics Aficionados live here on Think Critical YouTube. Got a fantastic show for you. Lots of stuff happening in the world of pop culture, good and bad. We are waiting on Rini from Rini Draws. She'll be here eventually. She's running a little bit behind, but we do have Russ Leach filling in for Aaron Sparrow as he's on a MegaCon. Hopefully they're having a good time. And if you are in the greater Orlando area and you're going to be in at MegaCon, definitely go by and say hello to Aaron. We got Drew there. We've got HH will be there. I think
HH is always everywhere.
Always there.
Yeah.
Eric, you seemed down in your last comic book video day. What happened?
Oh, I was talking about. We're gonna talk about it later. It's the subject of it all. I was talking about Dan Slott and his wonderful impact on us.
Maybe you read the latest chapter of Death Spiral and you're like, it's not.
No, I didn't. I know I was at the comic book shop doing a reporter on the scene. You know, today on new release day here at the shelves. Look at what we got, and it was just a nice little video I did from my comic book shop. I love sharing that with the world because it's a great comic book shop. It's an old place. It's been there for 40 years. They got a great selection, tons of shelves, tons of books, tons of trade paperbacks, and old stuff too. And those bundles too. They would make magnificent bundles of old stuff. Like Shade the Changing Man. I think it was like missing like 2 issues, but it was a bundle for like $60, and I missed it. And I'm kicking myself in the ass. You know those Peter Milligan ones because I didn't have the room that day, in my backpack or something or whatever my excuse. Excuses have the effective range of 0 meters. Boom.
Yeah,
my bad.
You could have almost the entire run of Shade the Changeling.
Dude, kicking myself in the and it was at a reasonable price for some like reader copies. You know what I mean? Nothing trashy. They weren't trashed magazines, but they were definitely like, big like 7/8.
Mm-hmm. Man. Well, very crazy.
Thank you. Yeah. So I make comic.
Are you feeling better now? I'm so sad that you were under.
It wasn't that bad. It was because I was looking at the back of my comic book and the one Marvel book that was in my pull list. My pull list is down to 1 Marvel title, and it was really good book too. It was Infernal Hulk, but on the back of it is the ad for Dan Slott's Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day, the hullabaloo book we're talking about. So I couldn't help but talk about it. And we can't help ourselves. We're going to talk about it. So we'll get there.
Now, obviously, you also celebrated St. Patty's Day. You were very, very excited about it. I saw that you made a corned beef. It looked like there was some cabbage and potatoes in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I went all I got to flex my chef muscle this past weekend on St. Patrick's Day here in Boston. It's a big deal. And I made traditional boiled dinner. And then I made an elaboration. I made a composed plate. I bought special 12-inch white plates with a concavity so I could use it as a palette to paint a picture of my Irish heritage and my culinary skill. And there are pictures on my YouTube.
So that's what you call it? Your chef muscle?
My chef muscle, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I go with meat missile, but okay.
I get my kicks above. That worked, yeah. And but yeah, it was great. It was beautiful. I made like a carrot and a chive oil, and I made those little dots around the edges of the plate. You know what I mean? And I had a
Did you do it in like a 4-leaf clover or something, or maybe a leprechaun?
No, nothing that stereotypical. It was just I was going for classy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I thought we were trying to celebrate the holiday here.
I was. Oh, it was great. Like it's just potatoes, cabbage, parsley. She was impressed. She liked it. Yeah. And then I made her chocolate fondue.
Very nice. Hopefully it all worked out for you, dude.
Know how to make chocolate. You will keep that girl.
You made her chocolate fondue? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, yeah.
I didn't. Was it white chocolate fondue?
It can be any Doc. Let me tell you.
How do you manage to change it colors?
Easily. It's about the chips you use, really. Or you can actually add some food dye, but I wouldn't add too many liquids to the ganache. It will just mess up the balance.
How do you put the food dye up there?
You just a drop at a time. It has a nozzle and everything.
Okay.
So on a lighter note, we do have some thoughts and prayers to give out there to our good friend Jim. He's been under the weather for like a month. He got very, very sick, had to go to the hospital multiple times. Sounds like he's about on his feet and he can finally talk again and all that kind of good stuff. So definitely keep Jim in your thoughts, prayers, good vibes, whatever you got for him. And also AL, who I think is in the chat now, she had a loss this past week and she's dealing with the fallout of that and trying to deal with all that stuff. And we're very happy to have her with us, but also send your thoughts, prayers, and good vibes out to AL as well, as she's dealing with another hard time.
There's been a lot of losses recently.
Yeah, and we lost Chuck Norris, dude.
Well, no, we didn't. He just got a promotion.
He decided to leave.
And but also we lost Mean Joe Green.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
All
the
good.
dude from Buffy.
We did lose the dude from Buffy.
So
Yeah.
I guess that's the three.
Xander.
Yeah, I don't watch that show.
Yeah. He's no Chuck.
But we do have Russ Leach. You are the artist behind the Atlantan, which are further tales of
Cole.
Cole. Yeah.
Yeah, we
What's
can't use
going on
Cole
with
because it's trademarked and copywritten. But we're on issue 4, leading up to a double issue for issue 5 to finish off the first volume. So yeah, it's original art. So it's the real thing. There we go. There's some art there.
Beautiful, dude.
There's some art there. So it's the real thing, and Randy Zimmerman from Arrow Comics is writing some great stories. Aaron edits the book. So it's a real group effort, but we've had some great responses, and it's doing the rounds, and it's growing slowly. But yeah, so we're over at Fund My Comic at the moment with Atlantan 4, and it's doing well. We're doing good.
And it's live right now on Fund My Comic?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Issue 4 is live. If you can go pick up like back issues there, issues 1, 2, and 3. There's an omnibus with Shadow Kingdom in it as well. But if you don't want to do that, if you haven't got the money, or how tight everything is, you can also go to Amazon and pick up issues 1, 2, and 3. So if you've got Prime, obviously the postage is cheaper, isn't it? So you can go do it that way as well. So basically, when we get to the end of a campaign, once everybody, all the backers have got their books, which are slightly different to the ones that go out to retail, about a month later, we then send it on to Amazon. Critical Blast manage all that for us. They're great. Obviously, shout out to Howard over there. And that works out well so that people can still pick it up all year round.
Well, very cool. And if you're interested in the Atlantan, and why wouldn't you be if you're a fan of Robert E. Howard and his amazing Cole stories? Certainly, obviously better known for Conan, but Cole was his original creation, kind of in that world at a different period. There is a link in the video description to the Fund My Comic.
Thank you.
Well, very, very cool. We've also got Reenie from Reenie Draws. Are you there?
Hello, I am here. Yes.
My goodness, we didn't know if you were going to make it.
I know. It was a battle. I had to defeat many enemies to arrive, but I'm here.
Ooh, is there a fight at the Waffle House or something?
Yeah. It's every day though. That's just how it is. Good old Georgia land.
That's how the Waffle House rolls.
It's how it rolls. Yeah, it's like that's your introductory hazing ritual to living in the South. Fight in Waffle House.
Doc was just in Atlanta. He said the rumors of 2-hour TSA lines is real.
Yeah. Oh, the airport is ridiculous.
Dude, I was just there.
Yeah, it's both really impressive, but also ridiculous just because it's so huge. It's like it's one of those airports where you have to take a train to get anywhere within the airport. The TSA lines are horrific. But the plus side is you can fly anywhere in the world from Atlanta.
I will say this, and I have flown into Kabul. I've flown, into Estonia and some places in Eastern Europe. The worst airport in the entire world I have ever visited was, in fact, Atlanta.
Really?
I'd rather go back to Kandahar. It was better.
Damn.
In fairness, I think in fairness, I think I got food poisoning at the Atlanta airport the other night too.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Because
Nothing
like
surprises me.
myself and 3 other people that I was traveling with for business, that after we all got done, after we all got through TSA, we went and just grabbed something to eat before we all went to our own respective flights. And every single one of them, either Thursday or Friday, told me about getting fucking sick.
Oh no! Wait,
So,
what restaurant did you go?
We went to
eat
that
at so I can avoid it.
the Braves restaurant. It was it's in the domestic terminal.
It sounds like you got the tomahawk chop, Doc.
I know. I just got a fucking burger. Everybody just got like burgers. So
oh man, my condolences.
it sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I apologize on behalf of the airport.
At least if you're sick while you're going to Atlanta airport, you probably won't realize just how shitty the rest of it is.
Atlanta.
They only had like 3 people at TSA.
That's the main problem. They just don't have enough people, and that's why the lines are so long.
Well,
yeah, because the VHS is defunded right now.
Yeah, so everybody's furloughed, so they're not getting paid, but they don't come to work, they can't get fired either for not coming to work when they're not getting paid, but they'll get back pay once funding's restored. If they go in. But getting people to go in when they're saying you don't know when you're going to get paid is a little bit of a chore.
Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh.
So, Rainey, you also have an ongoing campaign for Fiendish on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Did we finally, hit the barrier there?
We are not quite at 80K between the 2 campaigns, but we're almost. I did the math. It's like we're like $150 away from it. So, I mean, if anybody wants to get one of the higher tiers or buy some original art, which I can turn my camera on, imagine that. I also have original art that I just finished. I've been working away on the inks. So, I think I showed some of these last week.
It's always so good.
Thank you. Here's a page that I know I hadn't shown before. So this is new. I am 40 pages into the book, and I only have 30 pages to go, guys. So officially, I don't know what the percentage is, but anyways, 40 pages out of 70. We'll be fulfilling later this year, but I am chipping away at the inks. I'm back to penciling now. Just pencils and inks and pencils and inks. I go batch by batch. I'll show one more page. But yes, these original pages, I have some of them for sale on the Indiegogo campaign. There's both a Kickstarter and an Indiegogo, so you can go take a look at that. The Kickstarter has like a special cover for it, and the Indiegogo has original art. That's the main difference.
You're
Fiendish Chapter 3.
Done.
Oh, thank you. There you go. I'm so bad at math, but there you go. I trust you though. 58% done. Yeah.
So if somebody were to go there and order the original art, are you going to throw that bad boy in a manila envelope, maybe fold it up a few times?
I'll just I'll crumple it up because that feels like you can really feel the human touch. That's what original art collectors want. Oh. And then every crease will add $100 to its value.
Rest your chalice full of red wine on it and like occasionally spill it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna soak it in coffee first because everyone knows I drink a lot of coffee. So I'll marinate it in coffee and then crumple it up and ship it in like a flimsy envelope. Have a real.
Do they have like a special
nice
pre-made thing for original comic book art to ship out in?
I have to go bubble wrap it and stuff. Yeah, I frame most of it, but there are so many pieces, so I might put them in the plastic sleeves. But yeah, so what I do is I save a bunch of like those big Amazon boxes, or I just buy boxes for frames, and I put the art in that, and I wrap it and then put it inside the box.
You can also do masonite board. I know it's a little more expensive. But when I bought original art and had it like, shipped to me. It was sandwiched between two pieces of masonite board, so it's really, really solid. I mean, hell, you can always just put it in a plastic sleeve, do two pieces of plywood.
All right, Doc. I was just asking her to make sure that she could promote that. Yes, it will arrive in perfect condition. We didn't need to debate the merits of how to do it.
I'm giving ideas.
You can buy it on Amazon. It's easy.
Russ, do you sell your original art as well? For
yeah. Every campaign has original art sales. Yeah. In fact, the inside back cover, inside front cover is an inked version of the cover, which I pencil, and we have another artist, Renato, do the digital oils over. So we have that sort of savage sort of Conan look for the front, and I sell the inside and also all the pages, and we've sold a couple already in the campaign, so that's good.
Congratulations, dude.
Thanks.
It's nice having a couple of artists here. So, Russ, how long does it take you to do a single page? Is that an all-day thing? Are you
I think
full-time comic book artist, or is this?
So if I did that, so pencils to inks, finished page a day. Yeah.
One full day?
Yeah, one full day with a whole page, yeah.
Very nice. How about you, Rady? Are you one full day, or are you like 2 days?
The simpler pages is one full day, but like that one of the more complicated pages I did recently, that one took me 3 whole days. So yeah, pages like this with a lot of detail, it takes me maybe like 2 days, but I'm trying to average about 2 days a page.
I don't know how Dan Mora does it. He can actually put out 2 books in an entire month.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And they're all completely detailed.
Do you know, is he traditional artwork, or does he do digital?
I think he's digital, yeah. And I think a lot of the heavy lifting probably goes on the colorist by this time, Yeah.
So for instance,
one bit. I loved it.
We try and do traditional artwork. I draw digitally and then print it out and ink traditionally.
Oh, yeah, I do the same thing.
Yes, it's a really good way to do it. But our next book, because we want to do a double size book, I think I'm going to have a small portion of it traditional and the rest of it digital, so that we can get it out that bit quicker. Because there's no doubt it is slightly quicker.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you guys think about the future of AI? Is AI going to be assisting you soon?
No, never.
Ever.
I don't think I'm clever enough
about AI. I mean, I'm not offended by it, but I'm not intending to use it. I don't. It doesn't stop me from doing what I'm doing, so it's just not a factor. Like other people can go make the AI memes and whatever, but like I have faith that the best art will still be made by human hands. So I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, I think I personally, I don't want AI in my creative entertainment. So I don't want it in a comic book. I don't want it in a film. I want real people making my entertainment. Outside of that, but yeah, I'm hoping like Renee, that eventually people will cotton on and they'll realize that the best stuff is the people made stuff.
Of course, that's got the real heart and soul in it. It's got the blood, sweat, and the tears, and a real story behind it.
Art isn't just the finished material; it's the process.
Yeah, but it's definitely coming. AI is getting seemingly better and better every single day. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So what's going on with you, Rainey? You got any big appearances coming up this summer?
I am going to Heroes Con in North Carolina in mid-June, and that's a show I pretty much try to do every year. It's a really good show. It's like a mid-size 3-day convention, but it's really comics focused. It has half of it is artist alley, so you're not going to have those huge booths from Hollywood, and there's like minimal celebrity stuff, tons of long boxes. Huge artist alley. They have an indie island and an art stage where basically Brian Selfridge is just sitting there the entire time live drawing, and it's awesome. So
Selfridge is amazing.
Really good show. Yeah, he's amazing. He's great. And he's also in Atlanta, so he goes up to North Carolina. Yeah, Heroes Con is one of those shows where it's like all the artists in the South we never speak to each other, even though we live 10 minutes away. But we'll all drive to North Carolina once a year, and that's where you meet everybody who lives like within the vicinity of Georgia. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good show. That's the only appearance con I have planned for now. But yeah, come along. I also have a new art book ready for Heroes. So if you want to pick that up, then come to the show. It's a good one.
Very cool. Russ, are you making the rounds on any cons? Are you making any of the cons across the pond?
I think I might be at the London Comic Con in October, doing a couple of small ones in the West Country at the end of the year. But I tend not to go to too many, to be honest.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. Yeah, I've got to deal with a lot of things. Whereas I just like sitting there drawing.
I don't know how some artists.
An interesting place when it comes to travel. Like you end up having to take the train and everything.
I'll drive.
You can't really just like drive into London.
Yeah.
It basically kind of outlawed it at this point, right?
Yeah.
You have to like register. I remember you had to pay a fee and all this stuff, and you can only be there for certain hours.
Yeah. Okay, let's get it all out of the way now. Britain's shit. Okay, we're coming. We will be coming back at some point. We will. I promise you. But right now, it's shit.
Get yourself into trouble with Big Brother.
I want England to return to its former glory because I'm a fan.
I will consider acceptance of you as our 52nd state.
I would. Do you know what? I'd sign up right now at the moment.
I loved London. When I lived in England, the 2 times I did, I thought it was a great city. Right underneath Rome for me. I think Rome is probably the coolest city I've ever been to. But it feels like a lot of the magic has been wiped out of. London,
it's just bad management. We've been under bad management for quite some time, unfortunately, and we've got to dig our way out of it. But we'll come back.
Yeah, it was always cool because you could just take the tube in. You end up in London, and they had a great subway line, and you could like go eat food from anywhere in the world. You could go catch a Broadway play. You could go do all these kind of things. It was a great city.
Now you can go. Yeah, now you can go anywhere, and anyone from anywhere in the world can take your phone.
Yes.
Oh my god!
unless you're an American there, and then they beat them up.
Yeah,
really funny. Because the Europeans sit there and go, "What are you doing?"
Oh yeah. They're shocked
tried to
that
steal
Americans understand the concept of self-defense. They're like, what? People defend themselves? What?
Well,
we did have to
like by a king.
We did have like training when you would get there, like a cultural training. Be like, hey, while you're here, if somebody comes into your house, like you can't beat them up for taking your television. You need to call the police and kind of let it all play out.
I think your average Brit would. If someone came into my house and tried to take my television, I'd kick the living crap out of
for Americans, it's like, what? Like that sounds like you want me to be a victim. And so it's always kind of fun. So
I promise I just will only beat them halfway to death, not the whole way. I mean,
there is a certain amount of pain you can inflict without being arrested for it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not visible, nothing can be proved.
Yeah, no bruises.
There are ways.
Sock full of quarters.
Then I had a buddy. He had a TV that had been shipped there because it was like in his dorm room in California, and he was living out in a house, and he never plugged his television, and it was in a closet. But these guys kept showing up and saying you had to pay TV tax. He's like, it's not plugged in. No, but you have the ability to watch television and receive signals.
No, I heard that you don't have to pay it. They'll harass you about it, but you don't. You can just tell them to go away. It's total BS.
It is that just tell them to go away.
What are they going to do? Hit you with their stick?
No, they're going to tax you. They're going to give you a little fine.
They'll try.
They don't have guns.
Yeah. Plus, when you're there, like as a guest of the UK, when you're in the military, like you're under the jurisdiction of the UCMJ and all that stuff, but you are a guest, so they could form like a logic complaint, I guess, against the commander. Probably get you in a little bit of trouble. But that was a while ago. I haven't been to England in a while. I'd love to go back though.
Come back when we're fixed.
I flew through the airport, and it's just struck me that there seems to be basically no security in comparison to America. It was shocking.
That's beautiful.
I don't know. It was weird. I guess I'm used to Atlanta, so it was convenient, but also it was like, you're not gonna check any info about me. I'm coming, to your country. Okay.
They treat their airports like their beaches over there. So I don't know what to say about the UK.
Everybody's welcome.
Walk in.
So let's hear for the peoples. We got some super chats here. We got Jag Live, aka Shenanigans. So, okay, guys, this weekend I got to decide: do I special order the new edition of Blackest Night Absolute? So, pros and cons for that. What are you thinking there, Dylan? Absolute.
Yes, get it. There's no reason not to. The Absolute Edition is the best format. Blackest Night's great. Get it.
Unless he already
What if he already has Blackest Night in the Absolute format, and this is just the updated version?
Is there already an Absolute Blackest Night?
I think so.
I don't know. Well, if he already has it, I don't think he's asking about getting it. I don't think there's no reason to get the new version. There's not really going to be much new in it.
But if it's his first go, I would definitely get it. Because Absolute or Blackest Night is one of the best, I guess maybe the last great DC Comics event, really.
Oh, yeah.
No, Doomsday Clock was the last great DC Comics event.
It was an event series, but it wasn't so much an event because it was.
You're talking about tie-ins? If you're talking about tie-ins, then yeah, but it's an event.
And Doomsday Clock by the end was retconned out of existence within the main continuity.
Well,
which was very sad. But that's also a lot of events. Like, in the current day, Blackest Night doesn't really mean anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, they mentioned it in DCKO number 5. They mentioned Doomsday Clock. So I mean, it's got it right there. Boom. That's what's been brought right back.
Doomsday Clock is an absolutely
little
great
John
series.
Madden there, right there. Boom.
I would say if you don't already have Absolute, Blackest Night in Absolute Edition, definitely grab it. If you do, though, I don't see a new printing adding any sort of significant value. It's likely the exact same thing as the one you already have.
Yeah,
maybe a new dust jacket. Maybe.
Could you find an older version that would be cheaper than the new one?
Does it?
You could.
I don't think you could find one cheaper than the new one because it's out of print.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have it, it's probably best to get the new one.
Does it have the time like there were a bunch of 3-issue minis. Like I got the Flash one with Scott Collins.
Not the Absolute Edition.
Not that one. Okay.
I just looked it up on eBay, and the cheapest one is $300 right now.
I think you should get the new one.
Yeah, there's one that's currently bidding that's cheaper than that, but it just started, so that's gonna get up there. But as far as buying it now, it's $300.
So Absolute Edition, and that's like the Cadillac of comic book formats, right?
Like the IMAX of comic book formats.
There's a buy it now for $150 or best offer.
Okay.
There's a 185 or best offer. There's reasonably,
and this is 125 for the new one, so it is cheaper for the new one.
It is, but at the same time, it depends on whether or not you have any value of first printing of Absolutes. I personally don't care.
Yeah, he's saying he wants the new edition. I'd say go get the new one. It's probably worth it. But the Absolute Edition, that's the best way that you can read comic books, though, right?
That's my personal favorite. Yes.
Yeah, I got the artist edition IDW for Born Again. It's pretty amazing.
But it's not the artist.
It's not the actual comic book.
Yeah, it's not the comic.
It's the art.
I mean, it's spectacular.
Yes.
For a coffee table book for art. Oh, I love those things.
Caleb says, is there a Spidey villain that can possess and jump bodies? I can only think of the symbiotes, but they retconned that in Venom 3, I think.
I mean, Malice was kind of a Spider-Man villain for a little bit. I feel like
kind of Goblin. Doesn't Goblin like go around and take over people? Weren't they doing that with that stupid soul stick or something?
Yeah, but that was back with the Sin Eater shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Sin Eater stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that counts.
Because
I
Peter
feel like
became
there
the Goblin,
was.
and then it went back to Norman, and then Peter. Remember that?
Yeah,
Well-
yeah. I don't think that there is a particular like something that jumps bodies, like say Proteus.
ChatGPT says the demo Goblin.
Oh yeah. But I'm wondering if that's kind of like the Hobgoblin, in that
It is an offshoot of the Hobgoblin.
Yeah, but maybe that was what was in the original Hobgoblin. I don't fucking know.
A lot of goblins now.
There's too many.
Jag Live. So, Doc, I did generative AI search. It said 60% of X-Men comics for 2006 are miniseries. Is X-Men now a seasonal model property in Marvel in general?
Marvel in general is. They don't do ongoing series. They don't know how to, because they've lost so much interest in their product that their only choice is more frequent and more regular, with greater gimmicks, relaunches, refreshes, new number one, which automatically makes everything that they claim is an ongoing just at best a maxi series. But most of them are just miniseries because they get 5 issues and then they're relaunched again. I mean, that's Marvel's entire business model.
That's the
outside
model.
of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Outside of what, like ASM, Avengers, maybe, but that's 50 issues and then a relaunch.
Well, Dan Slott says their business model is 5 issues at a time.
Yeah, but but I guess my point is, if we know that there is 0% chance of anything going beyond like 50 issues, I mean, what's the last thing? What's the last thing that hit triple digits without a renumbering? Without legacy numbering. I don't know.
Wow.
I mean,
that's a good question.
the Nick Spencer Spider-Man got up to 90 issues.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recall the last Marvel book that hit triple digits without a legacy renumbering.
Let's see if the AI knows. Without legacy renumbering.
And why 5 issues? I have a theory. It's so they can save 20 pages of costs for every trade paperback printed and published and sold.
Still sell for the same price.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
and have that like little incremental, like business room kind of thing. We're saving
it's shrinkflation for comics.
Right, and it's like
Ultimate Spider-Man is what the ChatGPT said. Made it to issue 160.
Okay. So literally 25.
Yeah.
A book that was launched 25 years ago.
And even that got the volume 2 treatment.
And it did that. It did that in under it did it in under 10 years too. That was the thing. Because Bagley was hitting about 16 to 18 issues a year. It did it in about 9 years. So you're talking 2010 was the last book that probably crossed that threshold.
Wow.
Kalichioki says, Wes, check your app messages. YouTube keeps censoring my super chat. So I checked my DMs on X, Twitter, and I don't see anything there. I checked my emails and even checked my junk folder. I didn't see anything there, so I'm not really sure what you're...
He's talking in the
In the chat, he added you.
chat.
Oh, where was that? I'm gonna have to go up and find it. There we go.
Like your YouTube super chats on the back end.
I do not see it.
Ooh, censorship.
I do not censor any of this stuff. It's all YouTube automatically doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I make comments in our own chat, and it's like I get stuff just automatically deleted all the time, or not
That is
posted all
me.
the time.
Otherwise, I don't do any of it. But anytime that Sully is screwed with.
Yeah. I was making the nice guy comments like, what? I found out the hard way. You can't say HH. So when Sigma Comics shows up and I go HH, you can't put H and H together too close because it exactly for that exact reason you just assumed. Exactly.
Today I learned.
We'll try it.
It's funny.
He might be here later. Hey, HH.
I do think we've given far too much or ceded too much responsibility and decision-making authority to AI.
110% correct.
Yeah.
Why is that censored?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's
So-
weird. The AI is censoring criticism against itself. Oh no!
Oh no! And then on Skynet and Achieve Sentience on.
It's sentient.
Check chat. It says it was this, but I don't see anything. Yeah. I'm literally not seeing any other messages from you. But if you want to email it over to me or something, Wes,
Huh,
Wes
AL can
Dick's
put
comic
Throw a
HH.
couple of asterisks, like where or ampersands, and just like make fudge your word together.
The comic book swear word.
The wingding. Yeah, exactly. They're
Gallup
everywhere.
says, I was happy to see Scorpion, and finally, it's the same actor. Do you think it'll go slightly into the Man Spider story? So obviously, he's talking about the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. What did you think about Scorpion there, Doc?
I mean, I thought that Scorpion actually looking like Scorpion, or mostly like comic book Scorpion, looked not bad. At least they didn't do the Rhino thing with what's his name in the giant, weird, goofy mech suit, Paul Giamatti in a mech suit.
He was pretty nuts. That was pretty good.
It was funny, but I don't want that as Rhino. I want Rhino. No matter how ridiculous he looks. Same with Scorpion, and it looks like I'm getting that. I don't think we're getting, though, to answer the question, I don't think we're getting the Man Spider. I think we're getting the other.
What did you think of the trailer? Were you optimistic? Were you happy?
I am not optimistic about it right now. They're going.
It was very depressing.
Because it was. I Peter being weirdly obsessive about people that don't remember him. I thought we were using this as an excuse to get rid of fucking Zendaya. But no, of course
she's
not.
back, dude.
I know.
It's never gonna happen. She's everywhere. She's taking over. She's gonna play every single role.
She's such a terrible actress and not attractive.
Goodness.
But regardless, no, I think that it was. I feel like they're making we're getting one step in the right direction with him not being Iron Boy anymore.
Yes.
And actually having like a superhero
proper
costume.
suit. Yeah, I love that suit. I love
But
the light
they're
blue
going
on
to
it.
organic web shooters. That's what I mean by the other. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they're going to organic web shooters again. I want Peter to actually be competent as like a scientist himself to make his own web shooters, but he doesn't also need to make a fucking AI tactical armor suit that flexes like nanotech. I don't need that shit.
All right, keep talking, Doc. Somebody asked me to add some moderators, so I'm working on it.
But no, yeah, it feels like they're going into that. I do like that they used the same actor for the Scorpion. I mean, at least it maintains that continuity
Yes,
from going back to the
first Spider-Man movie,
web movies. But no, I don't know. I mean, do we really need to go? I thought we were just gonna kind of move on from not Mary Jane and not Ned Leeds to actual characters from the comics.
I don't
Come
know.
on, studio execs can't do that.
Yeah. And the MCU has been its own thing, even from Iron Man 1. That's the only. I'm not like giving excuses to the blanket changes, but it's definitely MCU Earth is not Earth 616, and it's not Ultimate Earth, and it's its own thing.
It is pretty close to Ultimate Earth.
Correct.
I think
it's relatively.
I think they embodied in the first 10 years. They embodied the comics well. They represented. You can't expect them to be the comics on the screen. That's not the way this works. Okay. However, post Endgame, they started believing their own hype and that they were more important than the characters and more important than the source material that inspired those first 10 years. And I suppose this is where it leaves you. It leads you to a place where they start reintroducing material from post-referential material from the comics. So they start referencing themselves instead of the original stuff. And it just takes you down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's pretty accurate as well. I think that they just have stopped having any real. I mean, it seems like they're trying to get back to some degree of giving a shit about comic accuracy with this Spider-Man movie. I feel like they're going in that direction, but they're picking the wrong shit. Yeah. Like they're picking the wrong stuff to work into it. Like the other is hated. And MJ, Michelle Jones, nobody gives a fuck about. We want Mary Jane. And nobody cares about Goku or Genki or whatever the fuck his name was from Ultimate Spider-Man. I know.
We can get back to it.
I'm just finishing my point.
Okay. Wrap her up.
We want a Ned Leeds that turns into the Hobgoblin, not a fat guy.
That's where you go. So Kalichi Yoki says, this is why Sully and Dylan need to be mods. Dylan and Sully are both channel moderators now.
Oh, we got promoted.
Wow. Hey, congratulations, kid.
The weirdest thing, Sully, when I typed your handle from your YouTube channel in there, it came up as the Guilt Man. I was like, is Sully acting like he's his buddy, the Guilt Man? Is like he the same person? And then I took off the last letter and your avatar showed up.
Oh, cool.
But it associates your handle with him. It was weird.
Interesting. He's my buddy, Tom's Gilkey. He's and I'm going to see Project Hail Mary later on today, and we'll have a post movie kind of geeky, roundup too. So tune in later. Seriously, it's a great book, and it's going to be a great movie.
Federico de la Casa says, after trying being cool at being hangry at fans, now they're trying and begging and praying and hoping to succeed. Writing good stories out of the question.
That's a good one. Thank you.
Yeah. It feels like probably the better way to go there, Dylan. You wouldn't have to beg fans to come in and read your book if they thought there was going to be a good story there.
Yeah, but that requires talent. That's not something Dan Slott's got. So
yeah,
you gotta beg.
I know Sully was the happiest about this. And everybody that had something to say about Dan Slott, Sully backed it up with his, I got fucking muted by this guy, and I'll never forgive him.
Never. I mean, how am I supposed to take you seriously, Mr. Slott? You have just come out on the internet and asked us to buy your product. And guess what? The people that you've shunned are the people with the disposable income that want to buy your product. But am I your bitch? Am I your sucker? No. F you. Seriously, I'm not going to buy your book. I mean, and it sucks because I really liked Big Time. I think I really liked Spider-Boy. Okay, I'm one of the few people out there that read every issue of Spider-Boy. I should have gone back and bought it because the Paco Medina art was amazing. It was lighthearted. It didn't take itself seriously. It was the finest Slott you're going to see in a long time. And guess what? I'm not spending my money. I should have supported that book because that would have supported my local comic book shop as well. So how am I supposed to spend my money with you, Slott? I'm not. I am not your bitch. I am not your sucker. Thank you.
Nice.
Or your
Gal-
piggy
Readers
said-
shouldn't be blocking people. It's just not good for business. Like if someone's really annoying, temporarily mute them. But there's no reason to ever block them.
Right. I mean, like
Doing
look
a
at his. If you look at the header of his Bluesky page, or even if you remember his former Twitter page, it was the Spider-Man logo where his avatar was. He successfully conflated his platform with the product. Okay. And so how is this selling Marvel product? How is it selling Superman? Okay. I love Superman stories. I should be buying a Superman Unlimited. I won't touch it.
If you're an adult, you can block out the noise.
Yeah, just
In-
ignore
Pretty
it.
simple. Yeah.
in
it's-
fairness, Dan Slott is so fat that he probably can't hear things. There's ear fat involved and eye
Aw.
fat.
I'm
so
so
he
fat,
doesn't
I wash
know.
myself with a mop.
He doesn't know the fat's blocking his ear canals.
Gallup says, as much as I want to see Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat, perhaps in a Black Cat suit story, I know Kevin Feige would ruin the character with his feminism.
Yeah.
That would be the perfect casting for Black Cat, wouldn't it?
Oh, you never know. I mean, even look at Zendaya in the new trailer. They're dressing her like a girl.
Zendaya is Black Cat? I outright
No, I mean,
reject
like, she was like, she opens the door and she's got the black top on, and it's just kind of like there's that comparison page too to like the Face a Tiger page.
Yeah,
I'm like,
she still doesn't have any cans.
oh, that's okay, man. That's how she's built, man.
Are they
Uh,
actually
but
putting-
that's not how
they're
Black
kind
Cat
of-
is.
No.
She's at least not totally frumpy, and
Right.
like it's like okay, she can look good. She looks really good on every red carpet that I've seen her on, and I don't understand why the minute they start filming her for movies, they do the opposite. They make her look as frumpy as possible every single time. It's in Spider-Man and Dune, and I don't get it. It doesn't sell tickets.
Anti-sex appeal.
Yeah, they don't have to make her look terrible, but I mean, hopefully that's turning around.
Yeah.
So who would be the other person that could be Black Cat besides Sydney Sweeney? I guess Margot Robbie before she got her face done.
Good question.
Yeah.
Without her cheeks, she looks a little strange now. She looks,
You know who they could do?
Mhm.
Actually, after she got all of the fucking plastic surgery, Erin Moriarty from the Boys. She got her boobs done, so they'd actually fill out that costume.
Oh yeah, and she
She
got the
got,
whole
like,
cheek
all-
removal thing, so she looks
Yep.
weirdly older, but she doesn't look terrible. She could play Black Cat.
No,
Yeah, Black Cat's
she's-
good.
Yeah, she would actually work now. She wouldn't
That's the
before.
one-
She was too.
That's the one character outside of Venom that Sony could have made a standalone movie without Spider-Man with that might have worked.
They were
But-
remember they were trying to do a Black Cat and Silver Sable team up movie.
Yeah, they didn't need to do that. Mike Ortega, with RC becoming an Ultra Magnus and Alita taking over the leadership of the Matrix, is Kirkman's Transformers going girl boss? Yeah, that's what it did.
Yeah. I'm not
RC
giving up.
Magnus in Alita Prime.
I'm looking forward to let's see what females are going to arise on the Decepticons, or will we get Black Arachnia?
I prefer the Sully that was beside himself due to the lack of testosterone and masculinity present in Ultimate X-Men.
oh come on, this
This lady has changed you for the worse, Sully. It's time for you to break up with her.
It's the male feminist power sharing fantasy. I get it. I know. And for me, it's just a story beat. I think it will go back to where it will belong, and let's see where this goes. But there is overlap with G.I. Joe and this Energon universe. We saw it in this week's issue as well, which I thought was pretty darn good.
I thought it made it less.
We all know that in the opening pages, in the closing pages of issue 1 of this series of G.I. Joe, a major character gets killed off. So change is a part of this Energon universe as well. And they're claiming Starscream is dead, but I thought I saw a glint in his eye,
Yeah. You see what I'm saying, Rainey? Love has blinded and ruined Sully.
Oh, no, Sully.
Sorry.
He's half the man he
Hey,
used to be.
My girlfriend made me more sexist. That's great.
Exactly.
That's a good relationship.
It's fun, man.
Damn right.
Was it what was that word you were telling me I needed to use, Dylan? Sully's opinions were always cheeks, but now they're really big cheeks.
Ooh, have you cheeks, Dylan?
I never said any of that. This was
Oh, Dylan, by the way, congratulations on K-pop Hunt. Damon Hunt is winning the Oscars there, Chief.
yeah, I know. That was
Your favorite movie, dude.
But no, I don't know what Kirkman was thinking, but I'm very conflicted on it, even if I want to keep reading Transformers.
I'm wondering, will Megatron punch a girl? What about what happens when we come down to Decepticon leader versus Autobot leader?
They're robots.
They're robots, and they are boys and girls.
No,
come
but they're
on.
real
I want to see Megatron beat a bitch in comics.
Oh my God. Keep his pants strong.
Slap the shit out of her.
Oh man.
Then dog walker.
Oh my goodness.
Dude.
Callum, Doc, Invincible Part 4 aired in Rainy. Have you heard about the manga Rooster Fighter? It's about a chicken that fights demons.
Oh, that is
Yes,
genius.
I have. I happened across a clip of this anime on the Twitters, and it was amazing. And I got about 10 people telling me I need to read the manga / watch
Sounds
the show.
really funny.
So it sounds great. It's about chickens fighting demons. Like, this is why anime succeeds, because they are willing to do the most wild crap. It just, and not crap as in it's bad. They're willing to embrace weird ideas, and not only in manga, but it gets animated into a TV show. Like, weird stuff. There's some out there stuff that exists in American indie comics, but like, it never gets a proper adaptation. Like, I really like Chew, if you guys know of that Image series, but that was really good and never got an adaptation because American studios are scared of anything that's little out there that isn't proven safe. But like, that's why anime does so much better, because they're willing to embrace these weird ideas. It's a whole rant, but it looks really good. I have heard of it. I'm going to read it.
Sully, you are not allowed to read Rooster Fighter.
What?
As soon as you join the fandom, they'll start going girl boss, and you'll be telling us why it was such a good idea.
Too much cock in that comic.
With my newfound heart,
I thought it was going to be about something else.
Yeah.
I finally accepted
sounds amazing.
Moko's.
I would do a manga called Rooster Fighter, where it's a cock that fights demons, and it's some dude that just keeps fucking incubuses and succubuses.
That's why you're not
making them and his
ideas.
Yep.
What if I read Cockfight Island and then introduce they need some girl bosses on Cockfight Island. They really do. This is a real manga.
By the way, I did watch the first 3 episodes of Invincible season 4 that came out yesterday.
Are you happy?
I'm fine so far. I'm all right with it. I'm good with it. Was 3 good episodes. I'm excited for the continuation.
Chuck Skills, greetings from Atlanta, aficionados.
Hey,
yeah, boy.
Remember when everyone used to call Atlanta Hotlanta?
Oh gosh. Oh,
So annoying.
that name is really annoying.
That was awful. Callum, I'm glad I left the UK. Also, Russ, is it true that they actually want to ban dogs from being walked because it's racist now? What the hell?
No, it's not true. There's a little bit of an argument about it. That won't get past the general public.
You say that now.
Uh,
You realize how much bullshit everybody said, oh, that's never going to happen. That has
people like their
happened
dogs
in.
too much.
Yeah.
People love dogs.
No, I
People
mean,
love their dogs. They ain't going
Mhm.
nowhere.
It's not
in
gonna.
fairness, British culture has adopted some very French mannerisms in that you surrender to everyone.
No, we're not going down that horrible
Oh, no!
surrender monkey white flag
We
stuff.
can't
No,
compare
no, no,
them
no.
to friends.
We ain't
Friends
going
would
there.
never get rid of their
No, no,
dogs.
no.
I don't
They
know.
lost them all
We
and
might
they shit
queue
all over
up.
everything.
We might line up and be very polite and drink tea, and we're very sort of underplayed. But if somebody tries to take our dogs off us, that's it. The whole
You
thing
never
kicks
know.
off.
Oh,
And
It
then
just-
Cal
it feels
says,
like-
sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, I was just saying it feels like the people actually in charge are just completely different and disconnected from regular British people. Like,
Stupid.
everybody I know who's British is like, I hate it. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Everything's
they're-
kind of shit.
Yeah, they're all arrogant idiots. Yes,
Mhm.
have been for quite some time. Doesn't matter what colour the government, they're all the same.
Then he
Mm.
says, plus the police in the UK are useless. Believe me, I know. I heard a guy got arrested for not understanding a deaf kid.
What?
"Oh my god."
huh?
That was a bad misunderstanding.
Jeez.
But sarcasm is still alive and well in the UK. I promise you.
I remember
Hmm.
seeing a video of a lady, she was deaf, and she had gone into her gym during like the COVID stuff, and she pulled her mask, or she asked the man to pull his mask down because she wanted to speak to him, and he had her arrested.
Oh
She's like,
my
"Oh,
I
god.
can only
Christ,
read
man."
lips.
That's
And,
that's
yeah.
whole thing was a farce.
The whole
Yeah.
thing was a farce. You're absolutely right.
That was crazy.
There you go. That's too serious. Let's talk about comics.
Yeah.
Yamamoto. Doc, do I think if an unknown star tier writer shows up on X-Men editorial, will kneecap the run with ideology or fence?
Oh, I don't know. I believe Tom Brevoort would still try to direct them, but I'll put it this way: if there was an actual star tier writer that came onto X-Men and then promptly told Tom Brevoort to go eat a dick, and I'm gonna write whatever the fuck I want, go away, you Bucky's logo looking idiot. Nobody's gonna fire that writer.
Now
Now,
the sales are good.
yeah, nobody in Marvel will fire that. If they can actually get a star tier writer to take the X-Men gig, nothing that they wouldn't have any control over the guy. Other than everyone else still, like, they would try to undermine him if he's like, I'm not doing whatever stupid shit you want to do. I'm going to go do this thing that I think is going to sell really fucking well. They would undermine him through the other 11 titles in the line, not even remotely reflecting the actions that are going on. Like, it would almost be an Elseworld story
Ooh, he'll get
on
Hickmaned.
that book.
Ooh.
I don't think you got anyone that would do it either. To be honest,
No,
you've got no one that would actually have the balls to do it. So
They
Yeah, 'cause
approached
it
eight
is,
pretty big names, and all of them said no.
and it is
That's why
a
we got Gale.
get along. It is a get along club in
Yeah.
comics. So
it's
there's
a
nobody
big
that
club
has.
and we ain't in it. Yeah, that's just
Yeah, there's nobody with actual testicles that works in comics.
Literally.
Well, at
Jack
least for the
Ryan.
big
It is having worked in comics, it's very annoying how it's like, obviously there are still people with talent, but way too much emphasis is put on who do you get along with, do you like this person and your connections. Like, sure, that stuff matters, but it shouldn't be this important. And the truth is the entire industry is run on who you're friends with, who is in the consensus bubble, and who is agreeable and gets along with everyone. I mean, good artists aren't always agreeable and like soften their edges just to not offend anybody. In fact, most people with something to say might risk the chance of offending you, but the industry is not built around accepting that right now. So is it any wonder that it's not doing fucking amazing?
it's not a meritocracy.
It's not, yeah.
No.
And that's
Although
the main
in all-
thing. That should be
Yeah.
first. That should come
Yeah.
first. Merit should be the only thing that really matters. But
It should be,
that's
yeah.
not what what it's being run on.
Unfortunately, it's never been a true meritocracy. There's always been a certain amount of that, but you could still break in and, not necessarily have to be friends with the right people. But now it's just a closed book.
Yeah.
Jag Live says they did Rhino and Craven. It was bad. Did anybody see Craven? I did not watch the film.
Seen it.
Nope. But
I passed
Rhino
on all
looked
of
really
them.
bad in the trailer.
Uh-huh. I just couldn't get over the whole Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man thing. I'm just like, come on, you can't have a parallel kind of, these guys got to be in the Tom Holland movies. Come on. I'm like, it was such a waste of potential.
I thought the Venom first movie was fine if you didn't want to see a Venom movie.
Yeah, but a Venom story without Peter Parker is kind of it was a kind of a non-starter for me. That's just some multiverse variant crap, from the get-go.
Galb says, I like the mech suit, but if that guy in the trailer is Paul, I will lose it. Yes, I want Mary Jane and not Michelle because she's so boring. There's no way we're getting Paul, right? So I've really despised Paul in the comic books, but if they bring in Paul to the show or this movie and he takes MJ, Michelle Jones off as
I thought that
off
was
the table, I'm kind of for it. I think he'd be my favorite character.
Wasn't that Flash she was like cozying up to, or was that a new guy?
That's the most racist thing you've ever said. So he looks nothing like him. They're both piece, and you're like,
watch the thing on my bloody phone.
You really are from Boston. I didn't believe till now. I thought it was all fake.
You Bostonians are all racist. You Irish. Mr. Shillelagh.
Look nothing alike at all.
I watched it on my phone on the subway.
That was great.
Jostling around.
Excuses.
The water was cold.
The sun was in my eyes. It was, I get it fully.
So Dylan, you're the only person I know that prefers this version Michelle over the actual Mary Jane because you don't like.
No,
her.
I didn't say that. I say they all suck. I said she's accurate to Mary Jane because Mary Jane sucks ass.
Damn.
I hate Mary Jane. Every time she's in a comic, she's just bitching. She's annoying. I could do without her.
They have kind of ruined the character.
Yeah.
I don't think they got the stones to put Paul in a movie, right?
They could.
If they wanted to race swap a character, like Paul's the one to do it, right? No one's going to complain.
Well, he's not a redhead. They only race swap redheads. That's why Zendaya's in everything. She's replacing redheads. That was MJ and Chani too.
Yeah.
Which I'm very angry about. I'm trying to not go on a rant about that.
Is that a Dune thing?
Yeah, that's a Dune
thing.
Yeah,
the Dune character. She's like the main love interest in Dune, and that character was supposed to be a redhead. So of course they had to cast Zendaya.
Yeah. Man. Federico, the MCU Spidey trying to find his path, only no hype here. I mean, it has the most views in the history of a trailer in the first 24 minutes or 24 hours. I think it was 718 million. So I do believe that there's absolutely hype for this Spider-Man movie.
On that last
probably
movie,
even more so than the Avengers movie.
And No Way Home, it made $1 billion during the Coof era.
1.8 billion.
$1.8 billion in the Coof era. I went and it was packed that night, and it was a wonderful energy too. It was good to be out finally and go to the movies with people. And it was peak, a really good experience.
Avengers numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hyped for it, Dylan? You're the big movie guy, right?
The trailer wasn't very good, but I mean, I hope it's good. The suit's great. That's the best thing I could say about it. So I'm not super hyped for it, but
2 of the 3 Spider-Man movies so far have been good. He was really good in Civil War. He's good in Endgame, but they do have a new director now.
Yeah, we got a new director. It's the guy that did Shang-Chi. So the action will be good. We know that because he did some good fight scenes in Shang-Chi. But beyond that, I have no idea how it will be.
Wraith F7, the MCU is actually a cherry-picked mashup of the 616 Marvel universe, Ultimate and Marvel's 90s animated universe.
That's true, but a mashup of a lot of things.
Yeah, but it's heavily influenced by the Ultimates.
The Ultimates, yeah.
The Ultimate
universe, but it's its own thing, and like it's from the get-go. Jarvis was a human butler, and he's always been Paul Bettany's voice from Iron Man 1. and he developed it. And that was a good little development into eventually the Vision. That was actually really, really fun, but that's got nothing to do with Vision in the comics, or
Yeah, it's like with Nolan's Batman. See, it's all three. I know it's got its issues, but I enjoy it.
Me too.
Yeah, I like crap films, so it's okay. No, it had the essence of Batman around it. Okay, it was 007 Batman, but it definitely had the essence of Batman. It was completely different to Burton's version, which I absolutely love. The first two films, that was very cartoony comic strip Batman, even though it was very dark. Both have things to give. Both have their hearts in the source material, which is what is most important thing. You can't have the actual comics on screen. That's not the way it works. But as long as they are respectful of the source, respectful of the feel of what's coming through, then that's all that matters. And the first 10 years of Marvel did that. No matter where they got their direct sources from, it was very much. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like, the Civil War, seeing them all come out in, that first time we saw so many together, and it was that just, it threw me right off. It was fantastic. But they just, like I say, they just start believing their own hype and thinking they can do better than the source material. And then the respect goes, which is, I think, one of the other things we were going to talk about today, like with lanterns and what have you. It's just, there's no respect for the source material. And then they just think they can do what they like with it, and everybody will just turn up and watch it. And that's not the way it works.
MH Comics Invictus, can Dylan or anyone explain the ending to DC KO?
Yeah, it's well, with Superman we don't know what happened. He just said he needs to fix something, so we don't know about Superman. That's going to be explained. But as far as everything else, they pushed Darkseid back. That's what they did, instead of defeating him, because they have to save him for the next big event, which will happen next year. So he's just been pushed back, which doesn't really make sense.
Because he spread out the Omega energy to all the heroes.
He sped the Alpha energy to all the heroes. Remember, because that was the big thing. He got the Alpha and the Omega energy because he went back to the big boom, so he got the Alpha energy as well. So he got to disperse that, because he essentially brought Darkseid to one punch, and then brought his friends in to push him back, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense, because the entire event's like Darkseid is everywhere all at once, and now it's like it turns out you can push him back. So didn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's what happened. Now Darkseid is trying to accrue more Omega energy again throughout the multiverse to get back where he was. And that's where he'll be when we get the Absolute Crisis next year.
There you go. The Iron Man 728 says, I reached out to Dylan on Instagram, and also hi, Wes. Well, hello.
Ooh, I will need to check.
Man, you're on Insta, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I have no Insta presence. I have no idea how to use it.
It's pretty simple.
It's kind of like the Nintendo Switch all over again.
It is on the same level as plugging in an HDMI cord. They're both pretty simple.
And then he says, Zendaya is like a girl you see at a Walmart.
I'd say she's needs to gain about 200 pounds to get there, but
True.
Oh, come on. There's
I don't know what Walmart you're going to if you see Zendaya there, but
she's very average looking.
Which is fine, but the problem is she's miscast, and they're obviously trying to just put her everywhere, which makes her less appealing, because it's like she's being forced down our throats.
Yeah, she's overexposed.
Yeah.
Remember that one
Fucking
dude that they were
Disney
trying to make a
kids.
big star in the fucking... He was in a Terminator movie. He was in Avatar.
Sam Worthington.
Yeah, it was Sam Worthington and everything. This guy is kind of boring. And, she's like the Sam Worthington.
There was that America Ferrera girl, or I think that was her name, that they tried doing a number of years ago. They tried Dakota Johnson. They've done a bunch of these. Oh, most of the women, I've noticed something. I think it kind of
wildly sexist. I'm very sorry.
No.
I'm here for it.
Yes, yeah, probably, but no, I think it kind of comes back to that Nintendo Play Study, where they pick these girls and put them in that are just super bland and blank slates. They are not terribly pretty. They are not unattractive, but they're not terribly pretty because it lets women, like the female audience members, project themselves onto that girl.
Oh, the Lego study of like how
Yes.
Yeah, the Lego
girls
study.
and
Yeah.
boys
Like-
even just
wait, did I say
naturally play
Nintendo? Sorry.
differently.
Yes,
no,
the Lego
I've seen the
study.
Lego study.
I thought I was going to
mean,
learn how to
they're-
turn on the Switch. I was like,
No, no,
having troubles.
no, the Lego study. So I don't know why the fuck I said Nintendo. But yeah, that I think that's what it is, and them trying to apply it to actresses
Uh-huh.
because then they're not so pretty that the female audience members feel, I don't know, bad about themselves.
Mhm.
But at the same time,
Well, that sounds like academic postmodernist intersectional feminism.
it's a bunch of
BS.
modern year hokum, but I believe that's the logic they're using.
I will say this I will defend Dakota Johnson and my dumb crush on her this much. She is a third generation Hollywood honey. Her grandma was Tippi Hedren, the female lead from The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Wow, what a beautiful woman. Her mother is Melanie Griffith. Wow. You seen any 80s movies with her in it? She's a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yet somehow she's boring as shit.
Aww.
Federico de la Casa. At Marvel, they should have learned from Stan Lee how to treat fans instead of mocking them. They reap what they sow. Now everybody wants to write their book. Now nobody wants to write their books.
The worst part for me is after this age of fantagonism is over, and when the creators literally are begging us for our patronage. I mean, you shouldn't have let this get this far in the first place. Why did you think this was a good strategy to sell your product, to sell these books to us? It wasn't. It was lousy. It was awful. And I hope you're getting everything you deserve out of this. But for me personally, as someone that spends their money on this stuff, I mean, I'm hesitant because why did you let them get this far in the first place? Why did you do this to us, the guests, in the first place? I mean, that's something I have hard feelings about. And being like, like, oh, I know you want my business, and I know, like, I would like to keep, spending my money with you. Oh, wow, you got the X-Men books back on track. That's nice, but I mean, you gave us, like, how much? It wasn't just the bad stories; it was the social media grief with the power of publishing behind it and the power of these creators' voices behind it. It was just so insufferable. I mean, you want us to come back from that? Good luck.
There you go, social media, all that anonymity, but these people, they believe themselves to be better, and so they just, they're just rude to everybody, thinking, in an arrogant way, we're at Marvel or we're at DC or whoever it might be. They're going to get the sales anyway. We'll be fine. They kind of think of themselves as film stars, part of the entertainment scene. That's what social media has done. It's created this horrible set of people who just think it's okay to just abuse everybody else. You see that all across social media. It's not just writers and artists and creators from the entertainment industry, but what happens with them is that they do it, and of course they lose sales, and they don't understand why. There you go.
Yeah, no. I've been saying comic books in America, it's like Hollywood. They think they're Hollywood, but it's uglier people and less charismatic. So that's basically what the comic industry thinks of themselves. But yeah, that the core you struck on a really important note that the core problem is these creators and companies, whether in comics or Hollywood, think they're better than the average person. And they not only think that, well, their values are better, so of course they're right, even though they're completely out of touch with how normal people think, and they can shove their ideas down everybody's throats. But circling back to the idea that, well, these female characters are made to be bland and self-inserts and these Mary Sues, well, I actually don't think most women think like that. I don't think that appeals to most women, which is why the franchises are doing badly. I think most women grow out of that phase where it's like, oh, I just want to self-insert into everything I play with, all my media, at about like age 10. But the people in Hollywood and that are writing comics never grow past that developmental stage. So they think that stuff appeals to them. So they put that kind of female character into movies and comics, and they think it's empowering when it's not. It's just irritating. So thanks for ruining female characters for all of us.
They feel they are representing about 15% of the population in what they do. That's according to the figures, and it's like that's not going to sell well because you've got 85% of the population that are the big market, and they're not taking your shit. They just don't want it.
Yep. They have a tiny niche, very elitist corner. That's what their views are, and they don't realize it.
Yeah.
Daisuke Yamamoto, McKenna Grace for Black Cat.
Ooh, sign me up. She's a tall drink of water. Oh yeah.
But Black Cat's not supposed to be a tall drink of water. She's supposed to be a very curvy, like naturally voluptuous woman.
Oh, who was that Avengers artist lately with the McKay that drew that really big booty on her? And I was like, how is she supposed to get through those?
Oh, that was Fareed Karami. You're 100% correct. That was great.
Wow, that was great. But it lost my suspension of disbelief, like how a cat burglar is supposed to get through air conditioning ducts with that booty. I just didn't see it.
It's weird that Spangler's granddaughter or whatever from the Ghostbusters movies is 20 years old now. Man. Iron Man 728, hot pizza with Doc or make relations to a woman.
What?
I'm going number 2.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Doc.
Yeah.
Doc, I'm sorry, but
is it an other woman, any woman, my wife? Like
I'm assuming it's my wife. That's why I'm going.
Right. Okay. If it's my wife, then there's no competition.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Like, Doc, get your pizza and get the fuck out of my house. We got plenty, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm definitely going with option 2 because I can have hot pizza with myself anytime I want.
Or is this one of those like sexy moves, like the Golden Gate or the Nasty Sanchez? Is this code going on?
Or the glass bottom boat?
Can you imagine
the Arabian sand shark?
His girlfriend finally gets back and she's like, "You chose this," and it's Doc eating a slice of pie over me, and he's trying to explain it. There's no getting out of that, right?
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh yeah.
Weird. Super Mastermind. Buy your writers Marvel or don't. It will help me out if they keep them.
Saves my wallet.
Must have a plan. Daisuke, inside Hollywood joke. Rearrange the letters ginger so that you are referencing a minority. That's not a good one.
No way, man.
No.
I can spit
I've
every
heard that
single-
joke before.
I can spit every lyric from NWA Straight Outta Compton, and I drop that word. I mean, that's probably, dude, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I've heard him drop that word. He's not lying.
What?
Daisuke says Hollywood's messed up like that. I think we might be reading too much into it.
Yeah.
Dyslexic casting agent.
They are messed up though.
Oh, they certainly are. That a lot of that came out in the Epstein file.
Oh God, yeah.
And Calvin says, I forgot to mention Kitty Pryde kisses girls now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
I haven't seen it in X-Men United, but it was only one issue. But it certainly
boy.
was there in Exceptional X-Men.
I haven't read it yet. I have to get to that. I have to subject.
You haven't read
myself-
X-Men United?
I have to do that later.
Fantastic.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
I've been saving that unique torture. I'm gonna make Jim feel better later with some kind of dopey thing to say about that. I'll do it.
Jim's doing better, and he probably didn't read X-Men United, so that's probably why he's
It's
doing
probably
so well.
why.
Yeah. Now let's get to the main topic. We've been talking around it just a little bit and mentioning it, but Dan Slott went on the Word Balloon podcast and was saying, if you're a reader and you liked my Spider-Man run, you must go out there and put Spider-Man Brand New Day on your pull list. If you're a retailer, I know you're going to support number one. Everybody supports number one. But if you're not there for issue 2 or 3, the way that Marvel works now, they're only ordering these books up 5 issues at a time. If you're not there for 2, there will be no issues after number 5. And kind of going out there and begging people for support. Kind of ironic, Doc, that it would be Dan Slott, the guy that really started the age of comic book creators going at fans and dismissing them. He used to do it on message boards, if you remember them.
Yep.
Hell, Dylan's probably too young to remember that stuff. But I remember one time he went into the DMs of our friend Comic Works, Jimmy, and chastised him for having the temerity to say anything negative about a comic book that he wrote. But now he's actually out there acknowledging that he needs the fans, and now he wants them to come back to him.
Well, that fat fuck didn't realize that. Well, no, I mean, let's be honest. You know, that fat fuck was protected for 10, 15 years by writing Spider-Man and writing Amazing Spider-Man and being kind of the only guy left after the 3 times a month Spider-Man. And he was protected and he was viewed in the industry as a sure thing because he was on a book that was a sure thing. And since he's left that title, he's gone over to DC, he's done other Marvel stuff. His brand and his, I guess, position within the industry is no longer secure. This is him recognizing back when he was bulletproof because ASM was bulletproof. That's the only reason Dan Slott was bulletproof. And he somehow managed to, you know, look, I mean, it's a commentary on how fucking retarded the editorial is at Marvel, that they didn't recognize that at the time, that Dan Slott was a product of the book. You know, the book made the writer, not the other way around. At least on ASM and Dan Slott. There's other times that it can the writer can make the book, but ASM, the book made the writer, and he managed to somehow convince them that because it didn't suffer the same level of decline at the same rate as the rest of their line, that somehow it was because of him. And he became untouchable at Marvel for that exact reason. The problem is all of his shine's gone. He realizes he's the jabroni he's always been. But the thing is, everyone else at the publisher also realizes he's a jabroni now. So he can't get those guaranteed 10, 12, 20 issues on a title now. And that's what he's throwing a tantrum about. He's now subjected to the same rules that Joe Casey was on Weapon X-Men. And he doesn't fucking like it. So he actually has to behave now.
What do you mean I get 5 issues only? I'm Dan Slott. I had a documentary made about me. I am a good guy. Okay.
I mean, it's very important to remember that the value of humility as a creator, and this demonstrates why.
I mean, there's a reason why he was nothing but the Ren and Stimpy guy until everyone else at the company fucking quit. He's Zeb Wells. He's Jed McKay, but with a worse personality. I find it greatly amusing that he has to go and actually, you know, I don't know, develop some type of humility. I don't know why you bought that. Oh, never mind. That was just the ad on the back of another.
This is what JK was talking about earlier. Like, Sully, you got so sad during your visit to the local comic book shop this week because I looked on the obverse side of my floppy that I got from my pull list, and I saw this, and I was like, "Oh,
did I accidentally buy that? Fuck."
Let's talk. It's ain't coming out till what, April or June anyway, or is it August? Because it was the 3-month solicit, right? This is coming out in August or July. You know, it's April. No,
it got
solicited
right
there on the. It's an advertisement.
Yeah, it got solicited back in January.
But if you don't order issues 4 and 5, you won't get more of it. But let's put this onus on the retailers to fill their shelves full of unsellable merchandise.
Yeah, God forbid that Dan Slott ever acts like an actual human being and tries to market his shit instead of just trying to pick a fight with people.
the closest I ever came to having a bad, it wasn't a bad interaction with him. It was in like 2014, 2015. And I got him on Twitter, and I was just like, I followed him, and I was reading Spider-Man at that time. That was like after, well, that was after Spider Island. And, but he was, I said something like, you know, one thing you don't do is suggest plot points and story points to a creator, because they have to dismiss everything you say. And he was like, hey, don't do that. You know what I mean? I can't, even read this. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Slott. You know what I mean? Seriously, I felt bad. I did that. You know what I mean? That happened. But that wasn't, he didn't block me then. I mean, no, we continue, I continued to follow him for years after that. And then came the whole Slotto Bloctavius thing. And I mean, I get that he must get so much heat. I mean, it is the internet. It is social media. And I get some of the unlikability and some of the, the crankiness of these creators. They must get a bunch of heat and from anonymous sources as well. So I can understand to an extent, but then comes selling your actual product. So when you get things like getting blocked, I got blocked by what? Like who else? Like, Becky Cloonan. I mean, God, I want to buy your art. I want to buy your books. I never had a bad interaction with you, but you block me for why? Because I follow this one or that one, or even
some of these
show.
These people are clueless about business. That's the trouble. And their bad behavior is encouraged, so they continue to get worse and worse and worse.
And I'm like, well, Rini, like, how much did you get any heat while doing Silk? Like from the community, from the fandom? I mean, what did you hear about Cindy Moon? Did we dislike her? I don't feel that.
I didn't get any heat about that. I mean, I'm just okay. First of all, it's I have so much to say about this. You're doing comics. How much heat do you think you're getting? Like, there are creators compare the heat that any comic creators think they get to like J.K. Rowling. You're getting nothing. You grow up and handle it, first of all. But second of all, we had, just like how we discussed before about how American comics are, it operates more like a in club where the creators are focused on pleasing each other, and it's a consensus thing, and it's more about pleasing the publisher. That's very much true. And what doesn't factor into that equation is pleasing the customer. And it very much operates in this mode. Like, well, we're not, the customers are just, they're obligated to give us money, but like they're either they agree with us or they can go away. And the people that they're actually working for, I think a lot of creators, not everyone, but a lot of creators in Western comics think this way. The people that actually I care about being cordial to and that I'm working for are the publishers and other creators. So those are the people that I have to agree with and be polite to, but everybody else, either they're with me or they're just my enemy. And that's not a healthy way to approach any art form or run any business, but that is 100% how a lot of these very aggressive creators that you see on Twitter yelling at customers and blocking people, that's how they think, and that's why. But I'll also add that blocking people, I understand getting heat and not wanting to deal with it, but blocking people is like actively malicious. You want them to know that you hate them and you dismiss their opinions, and that's just not necessary at all. I don't think I've blocked anyone like temporarily. I've had a couple of people really bother me, but it's temporary for like a couple of weeks. But if someone I really don't like has been bothering me, I mute them. I don't block anybody because I'm just against it. If you're running a business, if you're a creator, that shouldn't be something you're doing at all.
I wonder, you know what I've always wondered? If people like Dan Slott get continued work because the editorial and the other creatives look at it as he's kind of like that guy that works in customer service that will just tell a customer to go fuck themselves, and you get like secondhand wish fulfillment. I get it. You want to just tell your boss or the people that are in charge of you every once in a while, go fuck themselves, but you can't, because otherwise you get fired. And I wonder if those people are like, yeah, well, because he gets to They get to witness the thing that they wish they could do without getting fired. And then you keep Dan Slott. That's what keeps a lot of them, at least temporarily, in the industry until they realize, oh, this guy, yeah, he's funny to watch, go tell the reader to fuck off, and kind of we get our wish fulfillment fantasy completed for us, but at the same time he's costing us money. So all right, we'll move on to the next person that'll both tell people to go fuck off and maybe make us some money. And then that's why you get cycled through. I think that's where Dan Slott is now. He's realizing that he's at the end of that cycle.
Dan Slott's a weird case because it's not exactly like he's great on meeting deadlines and being ahead of the curve and making sure he gets all his stuff done on time. They did an entire Disney Plus episodes of Tom Brevoort making fun of the fact that Dan Slott couldn't get stuff done on time, and they would always have to have what's his face coming in and ghostwrite for
Christos
him.
Gage.
Yeah, so it was known that it even on a professional level when it came to doing his work on time, he wasn't very good at it. But he is the longest tenured Amazing Spider-Man run writer. That's probably what it is.
Well, you missed what I said before, that for a long time he managed to bamboozle the industry into thinking that he made the title on ASM instead of what everybody really knew was that the title made him.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to him, and I do love the irony. I like seeing him get his comeuppance, and having to go out there and beg people and be like, please, come support my book. I'm on Spider-Man again because it's the only thing that I could ever do that would actually sell. But now people don't even care anymore.
Sorry, Dan.
Well, they don't care because he's not on the book that matters. It's kind of like when they did that.
It's not that industry anymore.
Yeah.
There's only one. Really? Is it non-canonical? Is it a tie into the movie? I mean, do I care?
Within his continuity of Brand New Day, but it is not associated with anything modern.
Yeah, so it's in the post One More Day world, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to change anything.
It can't change anything.
Yeah, it can't, because all those stories have already. It's kind of like It's kind of like the Larry Hama and Chris Claremont throwback and the Peter David They might be interesting stories, and add a little bit of like fill in some space between panels of another existing story, but it can't change anything because that story's already been told and done.
The only way that they were able to do that was with Maestro, which was a character that was introduced and never fully explored and was in its own timeline in the future.
Yeah. Because so that worked because you got to tell the story of how it got to where it got to Future Imperfect, but which is something that they'd never explored before. So that for that reason it worked. But even like some of the Symbiote Spider-Man, while it might have been an interesting story, it couldn't change anything. Those Logan and Wolverine miniseries that Claremont did might have been interesting, but they couldn't change anything.
But he's definitely ruined his reputation. At DC Comics, he's currently doing the fourth most important Superman book after Superman Action Comics and World's Finest. Yep. Well, actually, Absolute Superman's more important too.
Oh yeah, and I'd count Philip Kennedy Johnson's House of L as more important than Unlimited. It's got my dollar.
And then over at Marvel, he's on the Spider-Man Brand New Day, but that's less important, obviously, than Amazing Spider-Man. Although there aren't a lot of Spider-Man titles right now. Is it less important than Miles? Probably more important than that.
It's more important than Miles, but that's because everything at Marvel is more important than Miles.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Once he quit Spider-Man the first time, he got Fantastic Four, he got Iron Man, he got all these kind of what should be somewhat premier titles. I was Fantastic Four hadn't been published in a long time, and he was the writer to bring it back. But he's not getting any of those chances anymore. Let's hear for the Papals. Daisuke says, I legit wish I was part of this panel.
You are.
Yeah.
You really are. You're the
We're
chat.
here.
Everyone's in the chat. Everyone has a voice, and this is the best way to spend Saturday morning, all hanging out with each other and talking about this thing of ours, this hobby. We love it. This is great. Thank you for tuning in, and being part of it.
Caleb says, "Let the fat man beg and let us all laugh at this guy after thinking he was riding a high horse, believing he was some kind of authority on comic books."
I think that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, more power to him for the fact that he managed to bamboozle an entire industry into thinking that he was the reason that ASM still mattered, instead of ASM being the reason why he had a name and he wasn't just the Ren and Stimpy guy anymore.
Yeah, good grift.
Yeah, but if you look at his way he would talk to people, even on like social media, on Twitter and stuff, he was always very condescending. He definitely felt like he was better than the plebs that he was having to interact with.
I think that's the thing with Dan Slott, why it kept him going for so long, because it was the guy on ASM that nobody would drop. He was bulletproof on that because he was on ASM. Now nobody was reading it anymore, but they were still
sales
buying
dropped to under 65,000, which is something that was basically unheard of.
It did. He got it down to what we thought at the time. Zeb Wells proved it further wrong. Was like lowest common denominator ASM. Nobody was reading it. There was nobody talking about the book. They talked about it for 5 minutes when he became Superior Spider-Man. Yeah. But after it went back to Spider-Man, nobody talked about it again. And he was able to continue, like, it didn't have the same level of a detrimental effect. Him going and telling fans to fuck off, that everyone else that did it, they'd see a massive drop because they didn't have the protection of a book like ASM that people weren't going to break their run of.
Well, not at the time, but Marvel has alienated so many people with their poor quality that people are kind of abandoning ship.
Yeah, it took longer for that.
It took a long time, yeah. Webslayer, hot pizza with Zendaya or chicken nuggets with Wes? Now
that's nuggets with Wes all day long.
Pizza's
I
better
don't know
than
Zendaya, so
yeah, pizza.
I don't want to be around Zendaya.
Pizza's delicious.
I would literally eat the hot pizza. Okay, can I just walk in, take the pizza, and leave? I don't want to be around that broad.
Did she pay for it? She makes a lot more money than I do.
How much pizza is being offered is the question. A lifetime supply?
No, it's 2 slices in a conversation.
I'll take that.
I definitely want the nuggets.
Like an anchor man. I'm going to take Zendaya out for a seafood dinner and not even have the decency to call her back.
Sully, you're obviously a chef. You're a food man. I think even like unacceptable bad pizza is still perfectly fine.
You think that, but you've obviously never had pizza in Canada, have you? I've had pizza in Canada. I've had pizza at the Expo Dome. I've seen the Brewers play the Expos like way back in 2001.
What do they do to the pizza?
It was a piece. It was exactly what Justin Timberlake said in the Love Guru. It's the Quebec pizza. It is the Pop-Tart with ketchup on it.
I'm still caught up on the Expos playing the Bruins. What the fuck?
Brewers,
the
Brew Crew, the Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers.
You said Bruins. I'm like, what the fuck sport are we playing?
No.
That's the fucking baseball team versus a hockey team.
The Expo Dome was like the weirdest stadium I've ever been in because it shares with like a public gym, so it's like very European. Because it was like where the Montreal Olympics were. And so it's like interesting place. Then I got some Pizza Hut in Toronto one night. Again, I don't know how they can mess it up. It's something. I love Canadians. I love Canadian girls, especially like Smallville, the Canadian catfight show. Girls who say a boot, but they cannot make pizza. I swear. Sorry, Canada. I love you.
I lived in the UK and I used to go to this pizza joint down the street from me in Huntingdon, and they had the pizza Americano, and it had like canned corn on it and stuff like that, which is really strange. I was like, this is what they really think about us in America? And it was still fine.
There is better pizza than that, honest.
Of course. But it was the pizza Americano. I had to get a slice. I'm American. Got to check this bad boy out. I was like, they do not understand the culture.
Wait, so at some point the Brits figured out that going around the world and collecting spices, they were supposed to put some of it on their food.
It was a pizza joint. It was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Just
Italian.
we don't boil everything.
Well, they do, but they do like to put rotten cheese on stuff for some reason.
Rotten cheese.
Stilton sauce.
Stilton's French cheese. I thought that
Ugh.
was
Stilton
Stilton.
is good.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
I've
I
had
had
that
a-
on a steak. That's really good on
Is
steak.
Stilton French? I don't know. I may be getting that wrong, but it's There's lots
I
of
just remember
there's
going
lots
to
of
a
really
restaurant-
pongy French cheeses as well.
Getting like
Like,
a
we're not
chicken
alone.
breast with Stilton. I was like, oh, that'll be good. Then I tasted it. I was like, that's rotten.
Yeah, they make it by putting wires in it and letting the wires go rotten. I just
Yeah.
not
Like a
good
Monty
thing.
Python
It was like
sketch.
blue cheese, but worse. And I despise blue cheese.
Not good.
You don't like
Yeah.
blue cheese?
No, I don't like
I
anything
hate
rotten.
blue cheese.
What?
Disgusting.
It's
Cheddar's
so
better.
good.
So
You guys like rotten
even if
cheese?
but what about like if you're getting wings? You don't get blue cheese then?
No, I get
No,
ranch.
I like
You don't
ranch.
get blue cheese with
Blue cheese is moldy cheese. That's disgusting.
It's okay. It
It's
depends on
mold
what
that you
kind of
can
blue
eat.
cheese.
You need to be more adventurous.
yes.
I might be able to eat the ass out of a skunk, but I'm not going to do it. Are you crazy?
You get some stinky
He's
provolone.
not wrong.
Might be
Just
better than
because
that
you can't eat
pizza
it
with a
doesn't mean
canned
you
corn
should.
on it. Right?
Oh my goodness.
There's a
I don't
lot
know,
of things we can do that we shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't like blue cheese. I didn't like the Stilton either. But weirdest cheese or pizza I ever had was in the UK. Callum says, on what Eric said earlier, apparently I missed this. I got several just for mentioning Ethan when that God Awful Lanterns trailer came out. It shows how thin-skinned and high-minded people are.
It blocks on social media or heat, like, for in actual comments. Yeah, I mean,
You don't remember what you
seriously.
said?
No, we were talking about getting blocked, by these people and just and
We're
I'm
talking
social
about
assuming he
media.
didn't
both.
get blocked. I think he
Just
must have got
getting-
people talking to him.
Yeah. Just getting
But yeah,
heat.
if you go at Ethan Van Sciver in a post, people are going to
You're
come
gonna-
and give you some hate.
You called down the thunder. Well, you wanted it.
Yeah.
There's this amazing thing on the internet. You can ignore people. It's not real life. You don't have to tell people everything. You don't have to respond to everything. It's amazing. And here's the key. If you're a creator, if you just learn the superpower of ignoring certain things that bother you, you get more drawing done. So I would recommend that to everybody out there who's making comics.
I believe
Right.
that Tyler, the
Yep.
creator, once said, "How the fuck is cyberbullying real? Just turn off the goddamn computer."
The ability to not give a shit is a superpower. Yes,
Yeah.
just do that.
Yeah.
It works every time. It really does.
Yeah. Like in certain instances, because nowadays we have our businesses tied to an online presence. In certain instances, you can have situations where people are really trying to damage your business, but most of the time, a Twitter slap fight is not worth your time.
No.
You can just ignore it and get back to work.
Yeah. But if you had something bad to say about that Lanterns trailer, I say go for it. That thing sucked. It was awful.
Yeah, crap.
Ugh. Don't even get me started. We'll get to that
Get me
eventually.
started. Don't say anything, Sully. Don't you dare say something positive.
What? You got something positive to say about Lanterns? Let's hear.
Okay. Putting the Greenland
Kick him now.
I
putting
dare
the-
you.
Al putting the ring on the dashboard, jumping out of the car. It's kind of cool because John walks back and he's like, "What the F did you just do to me?" But the ring, the old Silver Age ring, has a mortality failsafe that protects its bearer from mortal harm. And I think
John isn't the bearer. He has to prove himself worthy
but he's
before the
stuck
ring
with the
chooses
ring,
him.
right?
He
I
should be
think there's-
dead.
There's something going on that
With
I mean.
his attitude, he should have died.
And
There's no way the ring would have chosen.
And the reason why there were not bright colors on Hal's, weird physical object, uniform is because by the end of the show, he should be glowing bright. You know what I mean? I think that's set up to pay off. I think we have to
But there
I'm
is the
feeling it breathe.
possibility that John is acting so out of character because he has been infected by the color yellow. Because he does have that yellow ray gun that's pointed at his head. Maybe all that stuff happens after that, and that's when he's a jerk off.
Ooh.
But still, that's the trailer that they gave us. I can't believe you're defending that crap.
I'm not
Sully.
really. I just like, but you know me. It's in my idiom to be like positive.
an
Cal,
optimist.
Aaron's one of the people that
Yeah.
just went out there and started talking crap to you. That's who he is.
I appreciate your optimism.
Well, I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. Why do I want this thing to fail? You know what I mean?
No.
It's already painted itself into a corner with Lindelof and Tom King, and it really has. And
Bad start.
and just saying, and then being blithely saying, "Hey, I was on a comedy podcast when I made an off-color joke." Blah blah. I just made that part up. But with the whole green is stupid thing, yeah, you painted yourself into a corner with your fantagonism, and then Grant Morrison was so good to call you out on that and being like,
Well, it
"Listen,
didn't help that there was no green in the fucking trailer. It kind of backed up that he thinks it's stupid.
I think it's coming though. I think that's coming, and it's set up to pay off. Like now,
I don't
like-
want to see anybody coming green.
the leprechauns on the hub. I hear you. All right.
Aaron Rowland. I've been out of comics for 5+ years, mainly a trade paperback reader. Y'all don't make me very hopeful or excited for anything. I'll stay with DC Infinite Marvel Unlimited. Well, I should be getting you excited for some G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Rook Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
What else is that there? Red Coat. Geiger's really amazing. The Batman and Robin run that just ended from Phil Kennedy Johnson was amaze balls. Green Lantern from Jeremy Adams is really, really good. There's a lot of good shit out there.
The pretty much most of the Skybound stuff is really, really dope, except for weird going gender politics Transformers.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a swerve I didn't particularly like. What else would you recommend out there for somebody that's trying to get back into comic books there, Dylan? You got any more thoughts?
Hyde Street's really good. Aquaman's really good. Infernal Hulk's really good. What Rick Remender's doing right now is really good with Escape and
Absolute Batman?
ending the Sacrificers. Absolute Batman's good. Absolute Superman has picked up recently, is actually pretty good. There's a lot of good comics. It's just mostly
Superman
not
is
Marvel.
good.
Yeah, Superman is good. It's just generally stay away from Marvel. Everything
from
not Marvel,
Marvel.
there's like a lot of good stuff you can find. It's just Marvel is where
I'm
Hit
down
up the
right now.
Energon stuff. Hit up the Ghost Machine stuff. You know, half the Batman titles. And if you need something indie, you can go check out the Atlantan on GoFundMyComic with Russ Leach, or you can go to Indiegogo or Kickstarter with Reenie's.
Stuff like that. A bit different.
But DC Infinite Marvel Unlimited isn't the worst way to go if you don't mind not being completely aware of what's happening immediately, because you do get those books, I think, 90 days after release is when they finally show up on the digital platform. But if you're just there to find some stuff and see if it's cool, it's probably a good way to do it. I just wish the price was a little closer to Shonen Jump in the library. Caleb says, not just TDS, but do you think some of it was arrogance, believing he could get away with his bullying because he thought Disney had less money? Well, he did get away with his bullying. He stayed on the Spider-Man title when he was talking crap to people. He got rewarded with Fantastic Four in Iron Man, you know, when he was going out there and talking down to fans regularly and blocking people, and it was well known. So he did get rewarded for his bullying there, Sully. No doubt about it.
Of course, yeah. You sit on your throne of skulls there from your vanquished enemies. All right, it's just funny books, and I just want to buy them. But I'm not a sucker. I'm not your bitch. I'm never going to buy a book from a creator that blocked me with no interaction. You know what's?
He probably believed his own hype that, you know, I'm the biggest Spider-Man writer of all time
ever. You know what's?
And nobody will take my bids away.
You know what sucks? Because you guys are always extolling Dynamite's Space Ghost, and I grew up watching Space Ghost. I read issue 1. I'm not sure if I appreciated the whole, like, you know, real life mature kind of like stripping away its kind of like its goofiness. I liked it better when it was a little goofy. But you guys are raving about Space Ghost, and David P. Post blocked me on Twitter just like this, and I've never had an interaction with them. And I'm like, I can't buy your book. I'm not going to. I'm not your bitch. I'm not your sucker.
Blocked Aaron Sparrow too for some reason.
Yeah, no. Well, he might have had it coming. He's a bit of a punk sometimes. You know?
Well, he and Pebbles were buddies. Like they used to go and get drinks and shit together.
I desperately tried to separate art and artist. You want to just enjoy the creation, but when somebody blocks you for no good reason, or they're just being a complete arsehole online, it does make it really difficult to buy their stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I am under no obligation by not supporting you, I'm not supporting my local comic book shop. I'm not supporting these presses that need to sell these books to keep this thing of ours going, because that's all we have is each other. And that we're into it. It's like what Obi-Wan said in Phantom Menace. We are a symbiotic relationship. We need each other. We really do.
Well, but here's the thing. At some point for us, Dan Slott, rather, we stopped being pixels on a screen and started again being money in a pocket. And the problem is, Dan, you called us pixels on a fucking screen.
Yeah, because you weren't real.
Yeah, none of us were real until you need our money. And guess what, you fat fuck? Now you need our money.
My goodness. Wraith X7. To paraphrase Byrne, the big two have become all about selling the singer creator and not about selling the song or the comic.
Yes. Good way to put it.
Well, normally the singer creator that they're selling nowadays isn't even the writer. It's the comic or the cover artist.
Here's the thing. I don't think they're about selling either anymore. Because look, who the fuck are these singers? Nobody, at no point do any of them ever get over. They're not, it's not like the creator is a selling point on most of the big two properties. Nobody knows who any of these fucking people are. I mean, except for maybe the absolute creators. But look at the rest of Marvel and DC. Outside of Jonathan Hickman, nobody knows who any of these fucking people are. So they're not really selling the singer.
They're also selling the CD cover artist now. That's what they're mostly selling.
They're just selling the cover art. They're selling pinups that attach 23 extra pages to them.
Yeah, when you even look at any of their marketing, like releases and everything, the list of cover artists is bigger than their description of what the book is.
One might even suspect that it's not even R&D. It's like comics exist as this branch of larger entertainment conglomerates just to keep IPs existing.
Maintain the rights.
Yeah, they're probably their budgets are underneath like legal budgets, not under creative budgets, because it's just an expense you have to have so that you can keep using those things in other mediums.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Daisuke says it's sad that EBS has become a lolcow.
Well, that was kind of obvious like 3 years, like 6 years ago. So
we've had him on the channel a couple times. He was always nice.
Yeah, he was pleasant, but look, he's a dancing clown. And yeah, when he draws, it's pretty good. Still think he's a stiff Todd McFarlane, but yeah, I mean he's a perfectly good artist. I don't even think about the dude. I literally haven't even thought about him in like 4 years.
Yeah, just kind of do my own thing.
Yeah.
HH and the fam over at Super Comics. It's nuts here, guys. Gotta run, but shout out to the Think Critical crew. Sounds like MegaCon is moving some business for him. HH measures his sales by the tonnage rather than the unit numbers.
I have FOMO about MegaCon. I'm gonna try to do it next year. I have such bad FOMO right now.
You want to be in Orlando?
Yeah, no, I actually did MegaCon years ago, and it was a good show, but I didn't know people, but now I do, and it's apparently a thing where everyone meets up there, so I'm like, oh, I missed out. So I'll try to do it next year.
Would you go to Disney World or Universal or something?
I've been to Universal. Yeah, I actually drive down to Florida every once in a while, pretty frequently. So no, it'll just be a fun vacation to go with it.
Very nice. And Dylan, you said you ran into HH at Emerald City Comic Con, right?
Yeah. Talked to HH, was good.
Gave your old lady a comic book?
Yeah, I gave her the manga. Very nice.
Because she's Asian.
Yep. She get racially profiled, but she got a free comic out of it, so it works.
Yes, that's all that matters.
But yes, if you're at MegaCon, definitely go check out HH and his booth. You'll probably see Aaron there. If you don't, he'll be at the TCM booth with Drew and the family over there. And it sounds like there's lots of people. If you go to Aaron's social media, you can see that he's meeting up with lots of people over there. Lots of fun people in the States. We have time. We'll hit this Grant Morrison thing just a little bit because we did talk about the Lanterns trailer in full a few weeks ago. But really, I thought it was great that Grant Morrison, seeing the trailer, having a very similar reaction, to the fans themselves, saying this doesn't feel like Green Lantern, and then holding David Lindelof to task for saying that the green in Green Lanterns was stupid, and that's why they removed it.
Yeah, amazing. Actually, somebody agreeing with the fans. I am shocked.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody out there actually going out there and defending the lore and the character and in the fandom, saying these people aren't crazy. What you've done clearly isn't in line, with expectations for comic book fans. And if you're not pleasing comic book fans first, why are you even doing it?
Exactly. It's the comic book fans are the core fans, and not to make everything a comparison to anime and manga, but I will, because that's my wheelhouse. I think another reason that industry works is because they never disrespect the core fans, and that's really important. I think in these adaptations from comic book franchises in America, what happens a lot is I think Hollywood loses sight of the core fans, or they just all out disrespect them by betraying what the fans want in this misguided attempt to appeal to a wider audience. Well, the core fans is like the nucleus of every franchise. So they're the people that matter the most. And a wider audience will come if a product is good, but you really have to. It does matter what the original fans that made the franchise possible and that have been supporting it, that are hardcore supporters and will recommend it through word of mouth. It does matter what they say. So it's nice to see a creator actually agreeing with fans and standing up for what they think.
Yeah, but it's like so much going on with comics as well. It's the same thing. The core fandom has basically been ignored, and then you get writers who basically take a character or an IP, a brand, whatever it might be, and they want to make their mark on it, and they make it about themselves instead of respecting the characters that have come before. And you see that in films and in comics.
Doc, are you ready to forgive Grant Morrison and be a fan of his again?
No. I'll be honest. Look, he's right. I think he's just because he's right on this one topic doesn't make him not a hack.
You just call him a hack because he quit on your Wildstorm universe reboot.
He quit. He also, his X-Men is nothing but with Chris Claremont's greatest hits from a pretty good cover band. And most of the rest of the shit that I've read from him isn't very good.
He was good in that fucking Substack newsletter, fucking taking David Lindelof to task.
Hey, I will absolutely 100% agree with him. He hit the nail on the head. This show reminds me of the oh God, who was the fucking who was the guy that was the producer of so many of the early comic book movies? The guy that did Blade. Not fuck. I'm trying to. He was the writer and producer on Blade. Regardless, he did the X-Men movies. Yeah, David Goyer. David Goyer. It is very David Goyer-esque in that it's obviously embarrassed that it's a comic book movie or show.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassed that it's a comic book show. It would be happier if it was all set at night in the dark with no lights on in the rain while everybody's wearing all black. So you can't see shit. That is the problem. The more they tone down the comic book aspects, the more it's clear that they're embarrassed of the source material.
Morrison
And-
said Hollywood's going to die of insularity and inbreeding. And I thought, I was like, that's a fucking good line, dude. wish I'd said it.
Yeah.
Well, that plus the fact that they haven't made a new star, like an actual star, since Tom Cruise.
What are you talking about? You don't consider Matt Damon a star?
Ryan Gosling?
No,
Ryan Gosling might not be
He's on
a
his
star,
way.
but Matt Damon certainly was. The
was
Rock.
no.
Well, yeah, everybody has their fucking time, but he was certainly a star there for like 6,
Come on,
7 years.
Zendaya.
Oh
Best Supporting
gosh.
No, a lot of those. But the thing is, the outside
Arnold
of the
Schwarzenegger,
thing,
didn't he get his start after Tom Cruise?
I don't think so.
No, not really.
And also, Tom Cruise didn't become a star until after Schwarzenegger was already a star.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, Conan the Barbarian was what, 1981, and that's when Taps came out, and he was a kid. Tom Cruise was a kid when Taps.
Tom Cruise didn't become a star.
Well, I just think
until the
Doc's
90s.
premise on that is ridiculous and stupid. I've just put that out there. There's been plenty of movie stars since then.
I think it
Not with any
depends.
sort
It
of
depends
like-
how you reference movie stars. I mean, if you look at like movie stars from back in the day, like Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, these kind of guys, they were like superstars.
Yeah,
whereas
there
the
has-
stars you have now are all kind of beta
They're
versions.
they're one hit wonders most of the time.
What are you talking about?
or they
Adam
have a-
Sandler
or-
put out
or
banger
they-
after banger for 10 years.
Well, they're just
Or they-
well-known actors. They're not really stars. There's a
Yeah,
certain
that's-
mystique
yeah.
and
Rock is a fucking
franchise
star.
to
He's the
that.
most charismatic man in entertainment today.
I'm
Yeah,
except for what's he done recently. Everything he's done recently has been kind of flopping.
Well, it's
Look, and I'm a
unfortunate.
huge fan of the fucking Rock. I love.
yeah,
The
I love
Rock.
Rock. There's no Robert Redford.
I would still say that he is franchise Viagra, but he's not anymore. Not anymore. So no, I mean, none of these. You'll have people that have momentary flares of stardom, but they're not stars.
All right, let's get back to the Great Morrison part of it all because
So-
I do need to get to my chicken nuggets eventually.
But yeah, no, I think Grant is 100% right. I think that they're more likely to die of not producing stars, but
Mhm.
incest and cannibal,
Flares
like
and
self-immolation.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
Sounds
it
like Game of
is-
Thrones in here.
Yeah, it is about the same thing.
Hmm.
I don't, didn't Grant say something about because normies can sense if like the core fandom isn't really embracing it. Why should I?
Yes.
That
Yes.
was a really
No.
interesting. I liked that
Valid
interpretation
point.
a lot.
Well, that's
Mhm.
the thing. When you look, if you turn, it's the reason why a lot of the MCU stuff worked in the first couple of phases, because you got the people that you were adapting things that people liked in a way that they liked it, and you were turning them into evangelists. Now, if you make them go, I mean, I like the comic, but it doesn't look like the comic. What the fuck? You've just killed your entire marketing process. Your marketing process for comic book movies is to sell people on shit. Have people that they know that like comics sell them that no, it's not as stupid as you think it is. That's
I think that's
really
like
fucking cool.
Batman '89 was like that. It was organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, word of mouth. People saying, yeah, you got to go. I told loads of people to go see it who never picked up a comic in their life. So yeah,
If Sully and I were in school in 96 or 89, I would have stolen his Batman Topps cards. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have gotten a chance.
that
I
was
would
the
have.
biggest thing in the world, dude. The entire for months after that movie, everybody just
Oh,
was talking about Batman.
This is my original Batman mug from 1989. This
Oh,
has
look
been
at that.
around with me for a
I would have
long
stole
time
that
now.
from you too.
Dude,
Yeah,
this is
I'd have
when the
definitely
world went
taken that.
Batman crazy. I was a sophomore in high school.
You were in high school?
Yeah,
I was like 7.
dude, I'm an old man now.
Holy crap! Well, I guess I was 11,
Great.
but I certainly wasn't in high school. I didn't
I
realize.
was-
Oh yeah,
I
I
was
was.
Maybe I
working.
wouldn't have slapped around in high school.
I was
when
16 in '89 when that came out. Yeah,
I'd already bought my first flat.
dude. It was a great year to be a Batman fan. All those great comics that came out around that time, and Batman was everywhere. And then on top of everything, in 1990, we get Depeche Mode's Violator. Okay, boom, boom.
Nine says he still has the Batman cards.
I still have. Okay, I have my Batman Forever Happy Meal toys right here.
Oh,
Nice.
I love those, man. Dude, I was so Batman crazy back in the day, which is what surprises me now because I'm older and mellowed that I'm such a Superman fan now. Seeing that, there's a balance there, a yin and yang, one could say.
Yeah.
Mm.
Eventually you turn to the real hero. Let's hear for the people's Daisuke, how come you guys never talk alternate comics? Ghost Machine is the new and gets more coverage.
Good question. And I don't
alternate
really
comics are less available. We have talked alternate comics. In fact, I had the owner of alternate
Peter
comics.
Slott.
on the
Pete Smith's a
channel.
great guy too. I like him a lot.
Pete on the channel
Alternate's
7
cool.
years ago. But they do some pretty cool stuff, and I like the newsprint aspect of it all. But I think they mostly they stopped distributing their books as much, so you just don't hear from them as much.
It's
hard to
still
get their
online only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're doing direct distribution, and which is fine, but it also significantly reduces availability. And also, let's be real. Most of alternative stuff are 4 to 6 issue miniseries.
That's true. I back when I first moved here and I was ordering comics from my shop there in Manila, I ordered some alternate comics through them. And then they started ordering them for the shelf after that. Not all the series, but some of them.
Cool.
So I was trying to get the word out at one time, but you can't really get them anymore. But I do think, from what I read at Alternate, which I do really enjoy, and I think the value there is absolutely amazing. I think the Ghost Machine stuff is better, personally. But I'm a huge Jeff Johns fan, and I probably would be characterized as a Jeff Johns mark. What do you think, Dylan? You're a Jeff Johns mark? Ghost
He's my favorite. Yeah, he's doing great. Ghost Machine's great. The only problem with Ghost Machine is their publishing schedule is all over the place. Other than Red Coat. Red Coat comes out consistently on time, month after month, but every other book is a shot in the dark.
Yeah. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. According to EVS himself, he's drawn 34 pages of Rainbow the Brute in 5 years and 4 months. The book might be done by 2030.
I don't care anymore. You know what? I remember last year when we were doing the best of 2024, and we would say, what are the most anticipated books you have for 2025? And I said, Rainbow the Brute, and I think it's coming. I have got faith in this. I believe in this. And you know what? I will say this much. Next month in April will be the 5-year anniversary of me backing that project. I'll see it when I see it. And that's all there is to it. I don't want to say anything negative about that, that sphere, because they're pretty vicious and I don't want that. And I'm not looking for heat. I'm looking for my funny books. And I like backing, I like backing these independent projects. I feel like a real patron of the arts. I'm a blue collar guy. I am directly contributing to art being produced.
These books, yeah, they go out to the buyers, yeah, within 4 weeks of the end of our campaigns.
And
they're done before the end of the campaign. So if people are going to hand over good money, you really ought to be. And this is not me attacking EVS. My personal opinion of what I should do is that I should make sure that people who are handing money to me get their books in good order, in good time.
It does suck that it could take that long for the production on a book that you back.
Yeah. Well, going from concept to product in 5 years, it's a little. That's, I get it. The Sistine Chapel was late too, and he's a good artist, and I've been very consistently pleased with the all caps products. I really have, but. I've lost my sense of anticipation of this. It'll be here when it's here. It'll just show up one day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's that. And that's it. And good luck to us all.
Much like Rennie was saying about business, it's also a business issue as well. If you can't get stuff out to people in time, then your support will eventually fritter away. You've got to make sure that people have consistent product. Otherwise, they'll forget you.
Image Comics 1994. Nobody got their shit out. Everybody stopped buying it. The entire market collapsed.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so I mean that's why in one solution. So I'm also a slow artist. Like Fiendish 3, I've been working on it for like about a year. I've had like a lot of real life stuff going on. I've been moving, but like I'm 40 pages into a 70-page book. Anyways, I'm slow, but I'm not Dan Mora. But so what I've been doing is I've been putting out these 0.5 chapters, which are side stories that I hire another artist to draw. And that means the customer gets a product that has a faster turnaround. They're shorter books. And because I have so much material written for my characters, because I love my characters and my world. So I have other artists working on these side books, and they're smaller campaigns, and that keeps a franchise going. So like, I'm not like, I don't like criticizing other creators. I'm not here to do that, but it's just like I think it's important to keep your franchise and your IP in the minds of the fans and deliver something semi consistently. It's just sort of your duty to your creation, and it's what the fans want. So that's a solution that I figured out that kind of works for what I'm creating and worked for my book.
Consistency.
It's also it is. It's marketing kind of 101. The more frequently you can get the audience in your product in front of an audience, the more in the front of their mind it is, and the less they reconsider purchasing it. It's one of the reasons why like the TV model works okay for television, but shows have a 4 to 10, I mean with the rare exception, but like 4 to 8 year window for most TV shows before they die. The interest gets lost and people move on because every time you have this big long break, people go and find other things to do with their time. So the more frequently you can get your product in Fiendish and that universe in front of your reader, the more in the front of their mind it'll be, and the more they want to support and continue to support.
Next up, Caleb says Gunn only cares about entertaining himself now. And this is Lindelof, the guy so cucked and full of white guilt, he makes Feige look good. Caleb has a way with words, doesn't he?
Yep.
I never watched his Watchmen, but
I didn't watch Watchmen either. I just saw
Very
clips.
good.
Yeah.
I saw the clips and I was like, that's enough for me.
I could feel the collective cringe.
I feel like Damon Lindelof, ever since Lost got put on television, he's like, I can't ever have white people doing good things ever again, because that entire cast was white with like 4 exceptions. There was like 25 people in that cast. Like there was like 4 not white people.
You know, the 2 Koreans.
Yeah, Sun, Jin. You had, I mean, Michael sucked. Everybody hated Michael. And Saeed.
I like Saeed. But you also got what's her face from Fast and the Furious. She showed up.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, but then they killed her because she and the Libby chick got caught drunk driving.
Oh, Saeed was a great character. Got fired. It's like you can track Saeed's progression from good guy to bad guy by the tone of his undershirt. That the white beater shirt, it goes from white to in the first couple of seasons, it gets gray, and then by the final seasons, but he gets infected by the big bad, it goes black and he turns evil. I love Saeed. Good character.
Tweet Yoki says stars put butts in seats. No one can do that now. You're probably right. Yeah. I would like to believe that Gosling is a movie star. But he's made some kind of big action movies that didn't do well.
Dude, he's been around for a while. He was young Hercules, like way back in the day on TV. When Kevin Sorbo's Hercules, it was Ryan Gosling as young Hercules. Remember that?
In Ryan the Titans.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling looks like if you went to like the Five Below to buy a movie star. It looks kind of like a movie star.
But I don't like him because of the way he looks. I like him the way he acts. He's a good actor.
Come on, he's Ken enough, man. Dylan, will you put it on the shirt? I mean, come on.
Dylan likes fucking Gosling, right?
He was
Dude?
great.
Gosling's great. Doc's expectations are just, he's like, Ryan Gosling looks like shit. Zendaya looks like shit. All these people look like shit. Like,
Doc has high standards.
crazy.
I'm saying that Ryan Gosling looks like the cheap knockoff of a movie star. I don't know what movie star that is. No,
Oh, man.
he isn't.
Whatever
He
besides
looks
that, he's a
fine.
great actor, but he's had
Dylan,
some bombs. There's
did
probably
you
not a
see-
big movie star right now, right, Dylan?
No.
No, it's
You know who
it's
Oh, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say it's almost impossible to be a movie star now with like in the streaming era. It's really hard. I'd say the closest as far as like up and coming and getting there is like Glenn Powell. Like he's really post
He's
Top
had
Gun
a ton of
Maverick.
bombs.
No, he's had like two. He's had like several like big hits though. Like
Running
Twisters was a
Man?
big hit. Anyone But You was a big hit. Hitman was a streaming movie, but it was a hit. Like he's had some. He's really done a good job taking his like fame post Top Gun Maverick and turning it into like making some hits. But he has had some bombs like The Running Man. But that was also a bad movie. So
Who the fuck is Glenn Powell?
you have to watch movies.
I
To
don't know
who he
who
is,
that
Doc.
is either.
I watch a lot of movies. Who the fuck is Glenn Powell?
He's
The
in
guy that
Top
was in
Gun
Top Gun
Maverick.
Maverick. He was the star of Twisters.
He's the
He was
star
in the
Twister, yeah.
Running Man.
Who did he
remake.
play in Top Gun?
He was the guy who came back at the end. He was Hangman.
Oh,
He was the new Iceman.
Yeah.
So he's Miles Morales of movie stars. He gets everybody else's leftovers. And we want to make him and we're calling him a star. Okay.
He said that we don't have a
actually-
star. He said it's the closest thing.
I would watch a movie.
This is
just
also why we
for
don't have
Anya
movie
Taylor-Joy.
stars, because like there's a guy that's doing an attempt to make good movies and like doing a good job for the most part. It's like instantly like, fuck that guy, I hate him, I don't know who he is. He was in Top Gun. All he does is have a few people left of him. It's like, well, that's why we don't have movie stars.
That and Timothy
Sorry.
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet's like doing a good job trying. Austin Butler's like been in some stuff, but it's basically impossible to be a movie star now.
There's some up and comers.
What were you saying there, Rainey? It felt like we cut you off there for a second.
No, I was just gonna say I actually I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she can act. I would watch a movie just because she's in it, because everything I've seen her in, she's been good in the movies.
Same
good.
here.
So,
Yeah.
that's like the only actress I can think of off the top of my head. Was like I don't think she's like Marilyn Monroe level movie star, but I have like she is I feel like her presence vouches for a movie.
Right. Like I want to see the Queen's Gambit now, and I want to watch the menu now. And like I'm a chef, and like
Jesus,
I haven't
you
had.
Menu's great.
I haven't seen the
menu's
menu
really
yet.
good. Oh,
Yeah.
you should
Queen's
watch the menu.
Gambit? Ugh.
Yeah,
She
I
was
can't
terrible.
vouch for the Queen's Gambit, but the menu was really good.
I like the Queen's
Furiosa,
Gambit.
pretty disappointing.
Like I just saw the Northman.
But
for the
also,
first time.
it's Ralph Fiennes that makes the menu. He's so good.
Yeah.
He kills it in that movie.
But
The
I just
Northman's
thought-
a weird movie.
Northman's an incredible movie. Oh my God, Nicole Kidman steals the show. Wow, what a good movie that was. And I watched it with the Robert Eggers commentary track on it. I love watching movies like that, man. When I'm alone, I'm like, oh, I want the director's commentary track. I want the cast commentaries too. And what a good movie that was. Solid. Wow.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, Comicsgate, Damage Trust, and crowdfunding, whether it's failed projects like Death Raider and Super Killer, or the massively late projects like Rainbow and Conflict Claws Out. Backers want refunds.
Maybe I disagree, because it's like you get proof right here with Russ and Rainey with like, just selling your wares, producing a great, it's not even a product, it's a good story, it's art, these are comics, and indie crowdfunding will thrive. That's just its own thing. And I was,
but it's not doing as well as it was 5 years ago.
No, but that's the law of diminishing returns too.
But it's also the
There was
law
a
if
bit
you
of a
didn't produce
COVID
all of the
bubble,
books that you
too.
promised, and a lot of people have been screwed over.
I
still got 2 Indiegogo books that I'm never going to receive.
I've been knee deep in that side of the aisle for all years now, and I'm kind of like, I'm reticent to even talk about this here. This is like in Highlander, holy ground, Highlander. This is like church. You know what I mean? We have Ripa here. We have Ethan here. You know what I mean? We're like we are the middle, and we listen to everyone, and everyone has a voice here.
No, I'm not to say this comics, but
with
people
you.
being late on projects and
Yes.
not delivering what people expected, I do think is damaged crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much.
I did back
That-
Decorator, and
That
we
has been a problem across the board. I would say, and there's even like not gonna name names, but there have been
Mhm.
mainstream creators who have launched crowdfunding projects and have just not fulfilled them. So it's just a problem with crowdfunding in general.
Right.
And I would say that does damage crowdfunding. And there was a bit of a COVID bubble. Crowdfunding was doing very well during COVID. So
Mhm.
sales in crowdfunding going down is partially because that was an exceptional time. That was like, you got to make hay while the sun shines kind of situation. But also people not getting their books just across the board, regardless of what movement you're from. There are even mainstream creators who haven't fulfilled their crowdfunding books. It damages creators like Russ and I, and most people that I hang out with who actually are fulfilling their books. So it was it's annoying, but it's
I also
it's
think
what it is.
the petty arguing amongst like crowdfunding cliques definitely didn't help. They made crowdfunding comic books and supporting them less fun. That's why I don't pay attention to any of it anymore, unless they're my friends.
I mean, you will become what you consume, whether it's your diet or like the content you watch. And it's like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be a hateful person. I don't want to, so it's like, I've gotten a lot more selective of what I'm putting my attention behind, because I don't want to become that.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah. But crowdfunding is great. I'm glad that artists and writers have an avenue to go out there and reach people and get their products out there, and people can go find the great books that they want and all that kind of stuff, because it is an insular, community within professional comic books. If you're not in the right crowd, you don't get those opportunities at Marvel or DC or even IDW or Dark Horse and some of these other places.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that there's the alternative out there, but I do think a lot of people ended up damaging their own platforms, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm also just grateful that crowdfunding exists, because I mean, I've been wanting to do my independent comics forever, but it was impossible prior to like 2015 or so, because it's like either you just print zines and you Xerox things and you go to cons and then nobody buys your stuff, or you work for Marvel and DC, or you have the right connections and you can somehow get picked up by Image. But there was nowhere to go for indie creators who you can do it. You have a good product, you have a good idea, but how you're going to get your product out there. And crowdfunding is great because now we can go directly to the customers. I wished people cherished this opportunity and had some consideration for how precious it is and don't ruin it.
Yeah. Daisuke says, Dylan, what is your definitive take on Jawbreakers? What?
Wow.
Well, like, what year is it? But
you got banned from a comic book shop for supporting Jawbreakers, right?
Yeah, yes, I did. But I did a whole review on it, and just my definitive take is that it's awful. It is a terrible comic book. But I did a whole review on it on my channel when it came out.
The art's pretty good.
Yeah,
he threw so much story in there that.
Well, and he doesn't know how to write a story at all, and the dialogue's terrible. It's just an awful reading experience. It's a really bad comic book. But if you want to know my full thoughts, I did a review on it. It's on my channel.
There you go. Gal, does it worry you that Mark Ruffalo will not shut up and will it affect the box office? Why would I be worried? I didn't invest in that damn Spider-Man movie. I don't think Mark Ruffalo popping off the mouth is going to negatively affect the Spider-Man box office.
Agreed,
I don't think anyone cares about him.
I think we've turned a corner now, whereas these stars sort of shooting their mouths off, whether you agree with them or not, was not helping. I think people have stopped listening.
I think so
people
too.
have just they've now glazed over and they're just like fed up with all the noise.
And quite a few movie stars recently have come out. Was it Jennifer Lawrence and a couple of others have come out and said, "Oh, I'm just gonna not talk politics. Like, I don't think that's what people follow me for." It's just like, thank you,
You're right.
you. This is a new era. It's not that hard.
But I'm expecting this Spider-Man movie maybe not do 1.8 billion, but well over like 1.5. I think it's going to be an enormous success, and there's a good chance it does better than Doomsday. I think.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Daisuke Rady, as an ex-complicator, has Phoenix grown or shrunk?
I mean, The crowdfunding has just gone down in general. My numbers on my crowdfunding campaigns are public. The thing is, to me, it doesn't matter because I'm going to draw this comic and I'm going to finish it no matter what. I'm not just here for the money. I was going to draw Fiendish when I set out drawing Fiendish in 2019 before I was streaming, before I was crowdfunding. I was determined to make this series and finish it and put out a good product, even if I only had like 5 people buying it. So none of this stuff matters to me. I know my series is good and I'm not just here for the numbers. I think when it's done, it's going to be a freaking amazing book. And that's what I'm working towards. So temporary numbers and sales going up and down, that doesn't affect my outlook on things. I think it's important for a creator to see the long-term bigger picture of what you're creating. And I'm in it for the long game.
Well, very good. Are we ready to recommend some comic books and put a bow on this bad boy?
Damn right.
We are.
Yeah.
All right, Reedy, are you going to recommend any books this week, or maybe pitch people on?
Yes. Well, yes. I will also do that, but I actually went to a comic shop this week,
Beautiful.
so I will recommend a couple of books. They're not superhero books, but let me show you. I gotta take this out of the bag, but I bought this Lobo. This #1, and
That art is spectacular.
The art is so good. So on my Thursday show with a few other guys, we talk about comics as well, and we went over Lobo and also this new fantasy book that's apparently all the rage, Dork. Very cute. So we went over it, we liked it, we had some like mild criticism, but like, come on, they're both doing really well. So I would recommend these, and I just want to show people the art on this Lobo book, but holy crap. The art is good when, as an artist, it makes you want to draw, and this is one of the books that makes me want to draw. So just for that, I'm going to keep reading, and I'm going to keep picking up these issues of this Lobo. The artist, who's the artist? Oh my god, I'm ashamed of myself.
It's Jorge Corona.
Jorge Corona. I can never remember his name. I keep getting his name mixed up with Jorge Jimenez, but it's obviously a totally different style. So Jorge Corona is the artist. Amazing, amazing art.
His kid Lobo might have been my favorite character in there. When he did the little kid Lobo that was like peeing on all the graves. It was so good.
Oh, that spread is so much fun. The like the baby Lobo shooting out. Like, it's so just the cartooning is so good. It's so grotesque. You can tell he's just having fun with every single line he's drawing. Is just great. Perfect choice for this series. Look at that little kid Lobo on his little baby bike.
Lobo.
Already murdering people. So
I would
good.
definitely buy a Jorge Corona kid Lobo book.
Yeah, it's like look at that style, the shape language and the motion. It's just so good. So as an artist, it's very hard to balance strong graphics, like a strong shape language and cartooning with high detail, and he does that perfectly. So I'm very impressed by that. And it's like if you usually very detailed art is more realistic, and the more cartoony you go, the more you focus on just like the general outline, exaggerated shapes, but he does both, and I'm very impressed by that. So I would recommend this Lobo series. Everybody go pick that up. And also Dork. It's a fantasy comic. It's a new Image book. Apparently it's doing pretty well on the speculator market, and it's about an orc and a dwarf. That the main character is a half dork and half orc and half dwarf, half dork, and his name is Dork. So it's very charming. It's very cute. And you guys know I love my fantasy, so it's good to see an Image series, a fantasy series doing really well. I'm always supportive of that. So yeah, take a look at that.
Second issue came out last week.
Yeah. I have issue 1 and 2, and 3 is obviously upcoming. So the chicken reminds me of Chew. So that was also fun as well. Look, it's just goofy, it's fun, it's like a easily understandable world building. So I enjoyed that. And of course, there's also my book Fiendish, and I guess I can show off some pages again if anybody wasn't here at the beginning to see those. As I've been working away on these interiors. Here are some of the pages I just finished. I just got through this scene of this very angsty scene of characters yelling at each other. The demons are coming back. I've been telling everyone that the demons are returning. So chapter 1 of Fiendish was a action-packed introduction to the world. It was one big demon fight. And chapter 2 was a lot of character work. So there was still some action with bandits and stuff, but there weren't as many demons. But the demons are coming back now, and this is in the aftermath of this demon fight. There are some huge plot reveals. There's so many plot reveals in this book. There's some secrets about what the demons are, because it's a fantasy mystery series. So that's being slowly revealed, and the characters are kind of grappling with the fallout of everything. And the team is growing, and Casimir, Iskil, Yomi, and Ragnar are setting out to Dorvo, which is Casimir, my main character's hometown, where the demons came from, to find the truth behind their origins. So things are really kicking off now, and here's more angsty characters screaming at each other. But yeah, oh, by the way, this was fun. This took me forever to do, and it's because if you guys have read Fiendish, then you'll know I made my own constructed language for my comic. I made up a language for my book, and if these gravestones, this is not gibberish. And the whole point of me making a constructed language, is called Nanarsa, is so when you do see any writing in the world, it's not just gibberish. I want the writing to actually mean something. And I was thinking, well, it's a fantasy world. I don't want to just have English. I wanted it to really feel like an alternate universe that has nothing, that isn't any real world culture exactly. So I had to, of course, you just have to make up a fantasy language for that. So anyways, when you do get the book, you can decipher what these runestones say. These are gravestones here, and the writing in the background always actually says something. So fun little Easter eggs for my readers. It's also why it takes me so long to make this book, because it's not just drawing details, it's translating Nanarsa and translating some dialogue that characters speak in Nanarsa. I think I showed this page off last time, but also detailed pages like this. But yeah, it's still available on both Kickstarter and Indiegogo, so check it out. Fiendish Chapter 3 Ravages will be fulfilling later this year. Cheers.
Links in the video description.
Yeah.
Next up, Russ, from over in the UK. You've got the Atlantan #4 out right now on Fun by Comic Book. What do people need to know? And are you recommending any comic books?
Yeah, Titans Conan. Always go get some of that. Latest book I bought was actually a reprint of Kevin O'Neill's Nemesis the Warlock by Pat Mills. This thing, which is wonderful. If you ever get any of the 2000 AD stuff, there's some great artwork in there if you want to take a look at that.
I bet.
There you go. This is like Kevin O'Neill is much like you were saying, Rennie, with that artist. It's like Kevin O'Neill is fantastically detailed, but at the same time, it's crazy cartooning stuff. It's beautiful. If you can get hold of any of the 2000 AD reprints, do so. There's some absolutely gorgeous stuff in there. Always pick that up. As far as the Atlantan is concerned, yes, we're over at Fund My Comic. Because that's what we do. It's names on the tin, Fund a Comic, and it's some of the artwork that's available there at the moment. You can pick all this kind of stuff up. There we go. Something a bit more exciting, maybe. There you go. There's the inside front cover. That gets linked up, and there's some fight scenes. Probably getting a bit of chopping, like a bit of chopping and a bit of fighting. So there's all kinds of stuff in there. If you like Sword and Sorcery, if you like Robert E. Howard, you go over, check that out. If you want to follow what we're doing, go to russleach.com, sign up for the email list. You can go and pick up a copy of Atlantan 4, which will be getting out to you in May, because we're close to finishing off the project. Aaron edits the project as well. And if you don't want to get involved in the postage and what have you, because we all know it's difficult these days, you can always wait until it goes onto Amazon, pick it up via Prime, and then that'll be a little bit more reasonable. It's 50 plus pages. It is black and white. It's not color, but it's traditional. Some of it's also ink wash as well. So it's got that kind of savage sort of Conan feel to it, the 70s feel to it. It's you can, like I say, you can pick that up over at Amazon once it's done. It is only $15 per book, so we keep the prices down so that hopefully we can sell more of them. So check that out over at fundmycomic.com.
Very, very cool. And there are links to that as well as all the websites and everything, and their YouTube channels, like I said in the video description. All right, Sully, you recommended anything?
I got 2 quality publications I picked up at my local comic book shop this past Wednesday. I am a Wednesday warrior. I got a pull list. Both of these books are on my pull list. The one remaining Marvel comic book I have on my pull list is Infernal Hulk. Infernal Hulk number 5 came out this week. This was magnificent. Kev Walker's art in this is impeccable. It is wall-to-wall action, and then we get some really nice story beats with Bruce and Betty. And this is just a nice little standalone slice. This is literally the middle of the book. So everything changes from here on out. Great appearance by the Avengers. And I really like this book. This has been, I like the ones with Nick Klein's art the best, but this is Kev Walker's best issue of Hulk with Philip Kennedy Johnson filling in for him so far. And then my pick of the week is G.I. Joe Energon Universe issue number 20. This plays so well with the Energon universe and the new status quo. Is this character in the book? Kinda. Does it play on the events of the last issue of Transformers? Most definitely. And the art in this is really good. Look at this 2-page splash. This is Duke hanging out with Optimus, and it's really heartwarming and a nice story beat. And then we've got an old friend coming back in the next issue. So we're going to start seeing more of, I think, the Joe Ninjas show up very shortly. And thank you, everyone, in the live chat and in the comment section. Keep the comments coming. Keep this comic book shop conversation going in the comment section. We read them all. I'll give you a thumbs up every time. And that's about it. Thank you so much, Wes. And thank you, everyone in the panel.
Yeah. Sully and Dylan are moderators now. Because you guys asked for it.
Place at the
Okay,
table.
what we're gonna do. Dylan might go rogue.
No, I've been with
Good
the
plot.
Black Cat. I was just approving messages constantly. I didn't realize like 15% of the chat is censored all the time. A lot of stuff, especially when the Black Cat stuff was going on. If you say boobs, it automatically flags it.
No way.
Oh my
really?
gosh.
I had no idea either. That's really happening.
Yes. Yeah.
Darn it.
That is
that's
so
why you see.
sensoric.
Also, I learned that you do have some people from the UK in here because there's a couple people saying cunt, and that was constantly getting flagged.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
colloquialism.
someone
We use it all the
just said-
time.
Shax just said boobs. I will hit show, so his message goes through.
So,
There you
that's
go.
why you use rack cans.
That's
fun
why
bags,
I'm the
The
wrong guy to be
bead,
the host of the show
double
because I had no idea
zeros.
this was happening.
Fun bags.
chesticles.
Yeah, everyone's saying it now. Having to approve.
I had no idea that any of this was happening. Has Sparrow been doing this the whole time?
Maybe. See,
Wow.
Jugs went straight through.
Oh, that's how
There
you do it.
go.
That's pretty funny. You have any comic books you want to recommend, Dylan?
Yeah, there's some good comics this week. Absolute Flash number 13. The first arc just wrapped up 12 issues, and it wasn't too good, but we're starting a new 2-parter with Mirror Master, and this was really good. I liked it a lot. It was actually a fun adventure and has some more sort of manga style art in it. It was really good. We got Deathstroke the Terminator number 1. Deathstroke's got a new series. I'm a massive Deathstroke fan, and I was happy to see him back. It's actually pretty good from Tony Fleeks and Carmine. Some really good art in there. The Infernal Hulk number 5. I completely agree with everything Sully said. It was a really good issue. Battle Beast number 7. Battle Beast back. Sort of a welcome back issue. Not too much happens in it, but it's pretty good. Ryan Otley kills it as always. G.I. Joe number 20. A step down for me. I feel like this is probably the worst issue of the series yet, but that's not saying too much because it's been a great series, but still good, and I enjoyed it. And then Geiger number 21. Geiger's back, so Geiger's always good.
Very good. You got any big videos or maybe something that came out with the last few days people need to know about?
Yes, I just did a video all on Deathstroke #1 because, like I said, I'm a huge Deathstroke fan. He's been one of my favorites for years, and DC has not treated him well over the past 15 years, so it's been rough. But I did a whole video reviewing the
Carmine
first
does a
issue.
good job. I don't think it's quite to Lobo levels of spectacular on the art, but it's really good.
Yeah, but it looks real nice. There's some good splash pages, some great action.
Very cool. Doc, do you have any books that you would recommend?
I'm going to recommend that folks go and check out our review of X-Men 27 when it goes up. I don't know, sometime this week.
Monday or Tuesday.
Yep. And then I am going to recommend some newer comics. We will go first with The Darkness #4. I'm liking this reboot of The Darkness. It's fun. So then G.I. Joe #20, as Sully already covered. It's really good.
Whose cover is that one? That's not the regular cover.
That's the B cover. That's really good.
Oh,
I almost
really?
got that. Yeah.
Okay, that was the first one on the shelf. I didn't even bother to look.
The A cover is Optimus with Duke standing in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay, this was the first one, like on the top of the pile at the shelf.
It's a really good. That's a good image. I like it.
Battle Beast #7. It is back this week.
Whoa, recommending lots of new books. I love it.
I know, right? And X-Men of Apocalypse #3. I'm recommending all new comic books this week. No back.
Simone DeMeo absolutely rocks the shit out of that book.
He really does. And then I got lucky yesterday. This is the Ghost Viper with the Dire Beasts. I picked this up at Walmart and on clearance. It was the only one they had, marked down from $60 to $15. So I got really fucking
75% off. That's pretty good.
Yeah. If they would have had more, I'd be army building. I wasn't really terribly interested in the Ghost Vipers, but at 75% off, I am very interested in the Ghost Vipers. At $60, no. At $15, yes. If they would have had more, I would have cleared them the fuck out. Instead, they only had one, and I still cleared them out, I guess, because I bought it. So there are my recommendations for this week. And I always I'm really enjoying recommending toys on this show these days.
Well, we miss Aaron, but we hope he's having a good time at MegaCon. But I think we had a great show with Reedy and Russ stepping in. Congratulations on your projects and getting the word out there, and continued success in all your stuff you're doing. It's awesome having great people on the indie scene, really going out there and putting their blood, sweat, and tears in their books. And we really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having us on. Appreciate the promotion. And thank you to shout out to the person who just backed Fiendish, because we're about $50 away from 80K total across both campaigns because of you. So thank you. And thank you, Wes, for having me on as well. I appreciate it. Chat, you guys are awesome. Panelists, you guys are all awesome. It's always a good time.
You're always welcome here, Reedy.
Yeah, ditto. We got some backers today as well. Thanks very much. Chat was great.
Really?
Everybody here is great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they said he went over 3K. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So everybody have a fun weekend. Enjoy the NCAA tournament. Enjoy MegaCon or whatever it is that you're doing. And, keep it geek.